welcome retired filmmaker George Lucas.
We'll go away for a second and everyone's ZZZing in the chat like they all fell asleep, George. This stinks.
Wait, I think your whole chat is asleep.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe so.
What the? The whole chat's asleep.
This really stinks.
Okay, so my YouTube auto sent me to Benedict Cumberbatch reads Sherlock Holmes, rediscovered railway mysteries and other stories.
Well, no.
It's not what we're watching.
You should watch something else.
JD, I put it in the private chat for you.
Is it purposely starting at 2 minutes and 30 seconds?
No.
No, that's you're having your own customized experience based on your algorithm.
No, Patrick, look, it has the timestamp at the end of the link. I see that.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Sorry.
That was you. That wasn't me.
I apologize for Patrick's behavior.
Thank you.
And now a show for you, guaranteed brand new.
George Lucas.
Oh.
Okay, here's my list of Star Wars creatures that I think could fit in the Muppet universe.
Okay, let's start this new one. Oh shoot, we gotta wait for Watto. All right, go ahead, JD.
Salacious Crumb. A Tauntaun.
Mm-hmm.
The Rancor.
Mm-hmm.
A Fontmon.
What about
what?
What about a Monomon?
Which one's a Monomon? He's the guy with the big head.
Oh, hang on, I'll bring him on. I feel like we're almost exclusively just saying Jabba's creatures.
Yeah, it's Jabba's palace. Is largely
pretty much Jabba's palace.
Hey, what's going on, George?
This is a Monomon, JD.
Where is he from?
He's in Jabba's palace too.
Oh, I guess I don't remember.
I'm on. Yeah, what are the key differences between Jabba's Palace and the Happiness Hotel? Are there any?
Okay, well, the Happiness Hotel, you don't have the sphere guy.
Is there? Hang on. In Jabba's palace? Is there a fire in the fireplace?
Uh-huh.
Is there a carpet on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a kitchen anymore in Jabba's palace?
No.
No, don't try to order dinner.
There's just a bucket of frogs.
Okay. Okay. Then I guess there's not really much of a difference.
What is weird is the Happiness Hotel, the one thing they do have in common is that the person behind the desk can pull a lever and a person in the lobby can fall into a pit with a monster that eats them alive.
Don't call Beauregard a monster, JD. I don't know where Watto is, so we're going to start this episode, guys.
Nope, we're going to wait for Watto.
George.
Patrick.
We're going to wait for Watto.
Right, we're going to
wait for Watto.
Numeral 4W.
Wait for
Everyone
Watto.
type it. Everyone type hashtag W4W.
W4W.
A win.
I also think if anyone wants to do something fun, well, who's the guy who's the proprietor of the Happiness Hotel? That's
Pops.
Pops. Yeah, dub some of Pops' lines over Salacious Crumb.
Yeah,
details.
I think that's a good use of time. I would say another is if you could replace some of Pepe's lines with Salacious Crumb's lines.
That's good.
Yeah.
So in Muppets Tonight, whenever Pepe talks, it should just be like, the Salacious Crumb cackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Guys, I really don't know where Watto is.
Wow. Well, that's a reason to be concerned, not to abandon him.
I know, but we're gonna.
What were we doing today, Patrick?
Guys, I found Watto.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, I figured we were changing streams. I might as well do a stream of my own.
Oh, I see.
Let's start this episode.
Watto, you know what just happened, right, Watto?
I took a pee. What?
Can you predict what happened in the gap between?
Wait, I see the number.
What's the number?
We hit my goal.
Okay, well, let's start this episode, and then we will do calisthenics.
All right.
Okay.
I can't do calisthenics.
It's the whole reason we're doing it is for you, George.
Right, for you, George.
But if I get out of the thing that's keeping me warm,
That's not how it works. Trust me.
Trust JD.
We will make you warm.
Trust him. He's a doctor.
Trust him, he's a doctor.
Trust
All right,
me.
here we go. We're going to press play in 1, 2, 3.
Okay, wait, George.
Okay, wait.
You want me to guess what happened in the gap while I was gone?
yeah. What do you think happened?
I went pee-pee.
No. What happened between me and Patrick? What do you think the dynamic was?
Oh, tense.
No. One of us said, let's go ahead and start. I don't know where Watto is. One of us said, no, we're not leaving Watto behind.
Well,
I was trying to wait for you, Watto.
let me think through what I know. I think one of you is a true friend, and the other one is a messy bitch who lives for the drama. I am going to guess that George did not want to move forward without Watto.
I refused. And you should have seen, if you go on the YouTube in a few days, Watto, I want you to scan right to the moment where I said we're not going to start without Watto, and just watch how exasperated Patrick is at the idea that he has to wait 30 more seconds.
Peaceful protest. It was a peaceful protest.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's do these calisthenics.
Okay.
I'm not going to get up, though.
That the whole point is you have to get up.
The whole point.
You have to get up, George.
Where is that in what we promised the charity
It's
people?
the reason for this season.
It's the reason for the season, George.
I won't be able to hear the show. I won't be able to.
Just get up.
It's so hard to get back into the setup.
George, get up.
I also can't hear anything. I hate this.
George, get up.
I've never been angrier at a person on this show.
Okay, George. We're going to start by just doing some body squats.
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me? I can't hear anything.
We can hear you. Just follow us.
Yes, we can hear you.
Do what we are doing.
The sound settings on this machine. Can you say anything?
Yes, can you hear us?
Just mirror what we are doing physically.
And everyone in the chat, do this with us.
And donate.
Okay. We're going to start with some body squats.
And Bryson, get some Vlad going under this.
But very quiet.
A little quiet Vlad.
Here we go. Body squats. 1, 2,
back over and see what it looks
3,
like.
4, 5,
All right.
6, 7, 8, 9. George, we're doing this for you and you're not doing it.
You don't understand how much you've disrupted my setup here. I have to get back to where I can stand, which means I had to give up all my blankets, which are now getting cold.
George, why are you mad at me?
George, you're acting like
Stuck in a charity goal into a thing that now my warm blankets are getting freezing cold while I go stand in the one area I can.
George, you're acting just like you did that time you talked to Stephen Colbert, and I need you to stop it.
Yes.
All right.
George, do you need a timeout? Do you need to go sit in the Darth Maul chair until you calm down?
No, the Darth Maul chair is a piece of ice.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
JD, are you on an elevator? How are you doing that?
Okay. Now we're going to do some push-ups here. Okay. Here we go. Push-up time.
I mean, I'm not doing this shit.
You got to do it.
I'm not doing push-ups.
You can do it on your knees if you do want.
Absolutely not.
You can do assisted.
Yeah, that's fun. Good for you. Watto's not doing push-ups.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got perfect temperature control here.
6. How we doing, George? Okay. 7.
Badly, George. Doing badly or poorly. When you say doing bad, it makes it sound as if you are doing evil.
9. 10. Okay, George, back up. Okay, now we're gonna do some high knees. Here we go. Okay, now we're just gonna do some. Yeah, I can hear Vlad. Good, George. Now I just want you to do some toe touches. Okay, now we're gonna do an exercise dance break. Okay, that's our calisthenics for the day. I think George army crawled out of the room.
Yeah, I'm nervous we lost George forever.
Did you see our puppets, JD?
JD, did you see our puppets?
Do you see our puppets?
Whoa, those are so good.
Right?
I have to open my window now. I got warm.
Because the puppets?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some hot puppets.
Watto. Watto.
Yeah.
We would never do this in real life, but can we make our puppets kiss?
My puppet is saving itself for marriage.
Yay!
How dare you even tempt the purity of my puppet?
Just wanted to...
How you doing, George?
I fell asleep doing push-ups.
Come on.
I mean, if we didn't get any donations for that, I truly don't know what deserves
I
donations.
don't.
Let's look. I'm being asked to look at the construction of the puppets. They look pretty good.
They look real good.
Who made them?
CBC 9000.
BBC 9000.
Oh no, he lost his glasses, Watto.
They're right here. I got them.
Here, let's see Watto. Get up close there. Let me see here. Listen, we got some pretty good eye focus going on. Looks like I'm not seeing any seams. Are they sewed or glued? It looks like sewed.
I believe they're sewn.
That's great. Strong stuff.
Really
Great
good.
puppets.
Yeah. That's strong stuff.
I went out to the park today and got cold.
JD, do you know that Brian Henson was on the show earlier?
I heard about this and I really wanted to see it, but I was not around. I was at the park.
It'll be on YouTube. You can watch it on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
thanks.
cool. It was real cool.
Did you guys talk about Creature Shop Challenge?
We did.
Absolutely. You kidding me? Of course we did.
What did he have to say about? Because I think that show is so due for a comeback in
Hard to
streaming.
agree. Hard to agree. I specifically said, is there any chance of that coming back? And he said the issue was that the budget was so high that Sci-Fi Channel would only renew it if they cut the budget in half. And he says it's logistically impossible because the challenges themselves cost a lot of money.
Right,
That's
but
what makes it so good.
I think in the modern streaming era where there's so many of these competition shows, that's one of the actual good ones.
I agree.
Where you actually see creativity on display.
Yeah.
Oh, George, that's so good.
Oh, look, it's the same. Look at the T-shirt. It's this
Oh my
exact
God.
same.
Show George, spin around. Spin around, little George.
These are so well done. Oh my gosh, that's so great.
He said that his plan was he wanted to do each season in a different city, to travel overseas and to do like a London season with the best of the UK and stuff.
Man, I'll go back to doing non-narrative stuff just to help produce Creature Shop Challenge, a new season.
A great show. It's all streaming on Sci-Fi, on the Sci-Fi.
I didn't know that.
I
Oh,
own it. Okay, here's a couple
So
shows
you own
that
it?
are worth a
You
look.
own it?
Yeah,
How do you own it?
on Amazon.
Oh.
I've had it for years, ever since it aired.
Yeah.
I've watched it so many times. Okay, here's another show. If you like Creature Shop, okay, so there's an era of reality television where there's some really interesting shows that happened, but they sort of got overlooked by the sort of like deluge of similar shows.
I know what you're going to say.
Another really good one,
You're going to talk about The Celebrity Apprentice, aren't you, JD?
Patrick. That's not what I want to talk about.
That's not even funny, Patrick. And with a comment like that, it makes me think you want another 40 years of trouble.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Junkyard Wars was a great show. Love Junkyard Wars, although the UK version was better than the US version, I believe. But the show I was going to say, and this is a show that I truly believe everybody in the George Lucas Talk Show chat and who are watching would really like. And you have to go back and the show is Who Wants to Be a Superhero?
I
remember the Stan Lee show?
Yes. You
I
have
watched that show.
Because they set out to make this goofy show that was just like, oh, these people that like are like real life superheroes and they're challenging to see who's going to get a comic book. But then what comes out is you realize each of these people, their character is actually an embodiment of something inside themselves that they're trying to sort of wrap their minds around. And the show was like, oh, it's funny. They're acting like superheroes. But the reality was that these are people that actually have these very three-dimensional things that they're coping with. And this was a way to get them out. And so the show became like, I don't think the producers even knew what they had. And the show became much more interesting than I even think they realized.
You know, we've never talked about this. I'm sorry for the yawn. It's been a long day. We've never talked about this. I feel like for one of the marathons, it might be fun to do a reality show like that because I bet you could get everyone to come on.
Oh my God. I mean, I could get you. I don't think I'm going to tell the story on here, but I've had some interesting contact with some of the people from that show.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy.
But I just feel like if we were like, oh, we're going to do all of Creature Shop Challenge, you could get everybody.
Can I put forward the one that I would like to do?
Yes.
Watto's favorite, completely forgotten, misfired 2000s reality TV comedy.
Yeah.
Do any of you remember Mr. Personality?
No.
So this was like Fox was doing their run of like Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire, Joe Millionaire, all these like dating shows with a hook, right? And Mr. Personality was one eligible bachelorette.
Oh, George.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I know where this is going.
Oh,
and
wow.
like, and however many was like 20 single men. But the idea was she's not going to, you remove physical attraction from the equation. That you just go off of personality. And so each of them wore a mask the entire time that was like a foam version of the Man in the Iron Mask. It is horrifying looking. If you can get the picture, Patrick.
But Watto, you're leaving out the largest piece of information.
It was hosted by Monica Lewinsky.
I mean...
And the finale of it, I remember, aired after American Idol, or the show aired after American Idol. There was several weeks where they would have the contestants in the audience live at American Idol saying, remember to tune into Mr. Personality after this.
Here is one of the guests on Jay Leno's Tonight Show.
They all had the exact same mask, but in different colors.
No.
I'm sorry, who?
This is Mr. Personality, George.
No, who was the person on the, who was the show?
Jay Leno.
I'm sorry, I never heard of him.
What's the bit, George?
Oh, were you watching Muppets Tonight earlier when you said your favorite episode was the Cameo show and the runner in that was that Bobo the bear had never heard of Jay Leno? Or was that all a lie, Patrick? Or are we not watching Muppets Tonight anymore? Or was that not your favorite episode? How much of this is even real, Patrick? Are we here?
Patrick, are you just putting on airs for this?
Are you putting on airs?
I'm not putting on any, none. No airs.
This is real. This isn't reality television. This isn't some lightly scripted bullshit.
No.
So you genuinely didn't recognize the bit when I claimed to not know who the host of the former host, two-time host of the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Unbelievable.
He hosted 2 different runs of that show.
Yeah.
Can I say this about Creature Shop Challenge?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
What I liked the most about it was that there's almost no drama. There's 2
Correct.
contestants that had some friction, but ultimately it was just people that were like happy to be doing it and happy for each other's success.
Patrick would hate it. Because
Millions
it is
of
lacking
people
in
happy.
what he lives
Millions
for.
of people happy.
It's a show. It is, unlike most reality TV competitions, it is truly a show about craft. And that is the end all be all. It's just about putting in the work to do something well.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that.
Guys, I do want to read. We got an email. Someone sent us a memory of Muppets Tonight, and I don't know if he wants us.
Can we get a bumper for this segment called Muppets Tonight Memories?
Sure, I'll put it in.
Here, can we record? I want to record the vocals for it.
Yeah, go ahead, George.
Bryson's not recording.
No, but it's fine. Bryson will make the bumper, and I'll put it on YouTube with your vote, George.
Memories. There you go.
Okay, Bryson says he's not going to make it, so we'll see. This is from an anonymous source. I don't know if I could say the name, so I'm not going to. For the canon, my strongest memory of Muppets Tonight was watching the Billy Crystal episode with my now late grandmother in the late 90s and getting embarrassed and uncomfortable when Billy and Miss Piggy started talking about chemistry because I knew it was an adult concept but didn't understand what it meant.
I saw that in the chat earlier today.
Oh, okay.
And this was written by Anonymous?
It was a comment.
This is a threat from the group Anonymous online?
Yeah.
Or is it the same Anonymous who wrote Beowulf?
Hey, George, we'll talk about that in a second.
What? We're going to talk about Beowulf in a second? What are you talking about?
Yeah, our first bumper came in for Dot, so we're going to play it.
All right.
Dorothy Green will be 22 years old forever.
Hell yeah, Trans, right?
Fuck Graham Linehan.
Yeah, it's a good bumper.
It's a good bumper.
It's a good bumper.
But you should still make the Muppets Tonight Memories bumper, Bryson.
You're not off the hook, Bryson.
Is the bumper factory closed for the night?
George,
That's quitting time.
George, I feel as though you gotta open up your wallet if you want a bumper at this point.
Wow.
What do you mean?
You want the bumper?
All right. I now I'm going to mobilize the army of fans watching this show to make fan art of Bryson refusing to going on strike at the bumper factory, burning the bumper factory to the ground.
He's picketing. He's picketing outside the bumper factory.
I want to
sort of like a triangle shirtwaist type situation there.
Yeah. He's got his bumper car, but there's a boot on it.
Yeah. I want to show all the jobs that are lost now that Bryson has burned down the bumper factory.
Probably a lot.
Open my wallet. What do you think this is, Edutopia?
George, you're in a real rascally mood right now.
Hey, Bryson. I got a question for you.
He's a real rude dude.
Hey, Bryson, I got a question for you.
I know which Ninja Turtle you'd be.
Hey, Bryson, I got a question for you.
Hey, Bryson, George has a question for you.
Yeah, George?
Are you at school?
No, I'm not.
Then I'm not giving you my money.
That sounded almost like a fat bastard line, George. Give me my money.
Give me my money.
Give me my money.
Hey, George.
JD, where's yours? Give us yours.
My what?
Give me my
Your
money.
FB. Give us your FB.
I made a promise a long time ago I wouldn't do any more public fat bastard impressions.
Wow. Man of his word.
Yeah.
I respect that, JD.
Got to respect.
Please, when you're putting the trivia for this episode, please include that as a bit of trivia that JD has sworn off to make more impressions of that bastard from Goldmember.
Why'd you do it?
The trivia is not searchable. Come on.
Even if it was.
Yes.
Even if it was, that's something you should be proud of. People like an honest man.
Okay.
The only reason to not include that in the trivia is if you think you're gonna renege on your vow and start doing more impressions of Fat Bastard from Goldmember.
Okay, George, will you JD, will you? I don't know why George. I keep. Watto, JD, will you do a Goldmember impression?
No.
Okay. I wasn't going to go to this. JD,
Good man.
will you do an Austin Powers impression?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, wait a second. JD, will you do a Basil exposition impression?
No, I'm not going to do it.
JD, will you do a Robert Wagner #2 impression?
No, he's not a good guy.
JD, can I ask you this? JD.
Didn't he kill his wife, allegedly?
Allegedly.
JD, will you do this? Okay, it's not Austin Powers related. Will you say, "Now is the time on Sprockets when we dance," and then get up and do a little dance?
What's Sprockets?
Just
okay,
say-
JD, will you do the woman, whoa, man beat poem from So I Married an Axe Murderer?
When, of all of the people that you guys know, at what point did you guys start believing that I'm someone who loves to get up and perform impressions of people? Or
We had a
JD?
lot of guests drop out at the last second.
That's
Yeah,
not true.
let's talk about that for a second too. There's a very strange energy in the air, and all I got was a text from Patrick that was like, "Hey, someone dropped out. Can you come on at 11?" And then I was like, we had some back and forth. And Patrick's like, "Or just come on, whatever." I was like, "Oh, great, thanks."
But JD, this was not out of nowhere. We had talked about you coming on. We just had
Because I was like, I would love to talk to some Muppet performers, and then now you're like, "Great, come on at 11 p.m. when no one's there and everyone's in a bad mood."
No, I want to show you something, JD.
Well, we got the show to do.
And
I'm gonna
JD,
show you.
listen, we still have a few episodes. We might not be done with guests.
That's fine. You know what? It's fine. I'm not a
Follow-up
celebrity.
question. The guests who are in the spreadsheet with a question mark next to them, they're not coming, right?
I'm assuming no.
Patrick, what is it a stretch goal to release the spreadsheet?
No, George.
Wow.
How?
Is there a stretch goal for you to call any of us by our actual name on the first attempt? I'm genuinely worried about Patrick now.
Let's start
$35,000.
Let's start this Andy McDowell episode, guys.
This is a good one. This is a one where Bunsen Honeydew wants to stop being a nerd. He wants to be a cool guy.
Yeah.
It's a nice Bunsen-centric episode. Patrick, have we passed the stretch goal, the WATTO unboxing?
Yes, we have. So let's start this, and then you can do it, Watto.
Hold on.
Right.
I want to show this. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm not showing Patrick's password on this. This is from October 15th. Oh, no, October 14th. Sorry. Can you read what that says?
Yeah. Look at that.
Look at that. Whenever
he wants.
All right.
True.
That's not how it was phrased to me.
Well, that's the message. Okay, then that's a someone was being a little bit PC.
Yeah.
By which I mean Patrick Cotnar.
This has been an ever-flowing, ever-changing schedule, guys.
But I said that I said and Watto backed me up that you should have an open door pass for this live stream.
He said open borders. He wants open borders.
I want open borders.
I think it's great. I'm here for it. I'm just not also going to be forced to do impressions of Fat Bastard from Goldmember.
We wouldn't ask
No,
you.
we want you to. I would kick you off the stream right now if you did a single Austin Powers impression after making a solemn vow.
We would never make you do that. But would you consider doing an impression? Would you consider doing an impression of Simon, the little boy who hosts a talk show from his bathtub? And
No.
you know my name is Simon, and I love to do drawings. You wouldn't even do the song.
JD, how about would you consider whipping out your impression of Lothar of the Hill People?
No,
JD,
Perhaps
JD?
Mike Myers' most Scred-like character.
that's
All right.
true.
let's press play. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2,
Wait,
3.
where's the link?
Oh, jeez, JD.
Oh, Patrick.
Oh,
What is this energy?
Maybe
PC.
try being a little on PC, because being
PC.
PC ain't working for you, baby.
Do you just
PC.
think I have all the episodes of the show lined up,
I mean,
Patrick?
they're all on the same channel.
If this is PC, then I think I'm buying a Mac. That's all I'm going to say.
You sound like a regular Han Judgman.
Hey,
Oh.
All right, here we go. We're gonna press play in 1, 2, 3.
Is this the series finale we're on?
No, there's one more after this.
Oh, okay.
JD, would you
Daddy. Daddy wasn't there. Do you remember? No, that's all I'm giving. And it's only because Steven said that in the chat, and I thought it was funny because I completely forgot about that song until now.
Ning T, baby, Ning T, BBC4. Patrick, what is my favorite question to ask you on this show?
What's my fucking deal?
Yeah. Now, you never have an answer, right?
I never have an answer.
And I've been waiting for you to ask me for weeks because
Hey, Watto?
I come prepared.
Hey, Watto?
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What's your fucking deal?
Oh, this is Watto's deal.
What is this? Oh, no.
Is that like a Polly Pocket for Star Wars?
It's a Micro Machines Action Fleet playset of Watto making the deal where he sells off his slate.
Wow.
What a deal that was.
I remember wishing to Santa Claus that there was a play set of Watto making a deal, and it just never came.
I wish came
Mini
true.
Scenes number 7, Watto's deal. Watto's junk shop is the place to go if you are in need of spare parts while stranded in Mos Espa. But don't expect a bargain. Watto usually gets the best of any deal.
Gosh,
Oh, that's great.
that is amazing. So who does it come with? It comes with Anakin, it comes with Watto, it comes with a pit droid?
Yes, a pit droid holding a big engine.
Great.
And a flying Watto.
That's cool.
What's Mini Scenes 8?
I'll tell you. Generator core dual.
Wait,
It's
that's
dual
8.
estate.
And Watto's deal is 7.
Wait,
Yes.
go through the scenes?
Number
there?
1, staff invasion. Number 8, generator core dual. I don't know if they're all on here. Which one's this? This is deluxe playset. Well, this Mos Espa Market, Pod Racer Hangar Bay, Gascano's Pod Racer, Odimantro's Pod Racer, Mega Deluxe playset in the Blue Hangar Final Combat.
Wow. That's a good one, Watto.
Wow,
Right?
Good stuff.
Watto's deal.
that's great.
Don't fucking ask me what my deal is. It's right here, mint on card.
You know what I think a really good deal is?
What?
When someone has a show for you and they guarantee that the show itself is brand new.
Wait, George, what? George, what do they do?
They have a show for you, but the guarantee.
The what?
The guarantee.
The what?
The guarantee.
George, the what?
The guarantee.
Watto, what is he saying?
George, I feel like we can't hear it. You need to put a little stank on it.
Guarantee.
No, George, more stank.
Guarantee.
That's close. You're getting there. One more, though.
Guaranteed.
JD, you were with us at the end of the 31-hour Star Wars Day marathon.
Uh-huh.
Somehow, I think we're more punchy now than we were then.
George feels more broken now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I'm the only one who's outdoors.
You don't know that.
But you
I
have that
do
hot,
know that. I'm looking at you in your homes.
that hot California weather. We're all on the East Coast. We would
Also-
never go outdoors.
No one's forcing you to be outside.
There it is. Blaming the victim.
Blaming the Force.
George, I like you saying, there it is, as if you've been waiting.
I've been
Almost
waiting.
12
I've been
hours.
waiting 12 hours for someone to do that. I
got to
knew
admit,
it.
We gave
I
you a
knew you
lot
were going to
of-
blame me.
a lot of runway.
Like, because here's
That's
the
not
thing.
how the force works.
I came into this stream, and George seems to be in a rough place, and then got actively mad at me for trying to get him to do calisthenics.
Yeah.
No, you forced me
Yeah.
by sneaking your exercise routine into the charity goal, so I couldn't refuse
You
it.
guys made it a charity thing.
He made us an offer we
No.
couldn't refuse.
He
He
made
No,
us an offer.
no,
It's
you
like my
weren't.
buddy Francis, the movie that I shot second unit on. Offer you can't refuse.
Okay, we're going to do hand calisthenics now.
I have no
Okay,
problem
well,
with
hang
that.
on, let me just say this.
More or less.
We're less than $200 away from 7,000, and by God, we better get there, guys.
What happens at 7,000?
We do another Austin Powers Mad Libs.
But
Yeah.
also, we're even closer. 69. Watto puts a condom on these.
Yeah. And I think those guests that are coming on for the finale will love to see a condom on Watto.
They'll love to see it.
Come on.
Hey, for charity!
Yeah.
Look how cool Bunsen is.
That's what I'm saying.
See, George, I told you.
What?
Aha!
Ah,
I told you that was your favorite character.
he's rapping. His name
Everybody-
is Snoop Doggy Doo. Bunsen's rap name is Snoop Doggy Doo.
You did get him, JD. Look at the way he lit up.
Put that in the quotes for this episode. George Lucas saying, "Look at how cool Bunsen is."
He's Snoop Doggy Doo.
His rap name is Snoop Doggy Doo.
He has fly girls.
Yeah.
He's got flagger.
I almost went out to the Fly Girls and I didn't, and I regret it.
Patrick,
Did you ask?
This was your only
Bunsen
chance. They're not going to come up in another show.
I didn't know.
What? You think we're going to have them on the live stream for John from Cincinnati? This was the one chance.
Watto, don't spoil next month.
I like the joke, Snoop Doggy Doo.
Now we got a little guest star coming up right now.
Another one?
Well, we got one right here, Bill Barretta playing a Star Trek fan.
Okay.
Oh wow!
This is a funny scene. Beaker is a big Star Trek fan, and he's going on a Star Trek cruise. And who's he sitting next to?
Who's he
Mr.
sitting
Sakai.
Mr. Sulu himself.
George the guy.
I do want to say, people think we're really doing John from Cincinnati. That's not on the schedule.
We're saving that one for February.
Getting off all the bees.
I will say the show that we are, and this is a blind item that I can give, the show that we are trying to do for November keeps getting pulled from streaming services that I try to put them up on.
I know. Can you put in the private chat? I can't even remember what we had been discussing doing for them.
I put it in the private chat.
Oh, right.
That's now.
Right.
How many different streaming services have you tried for it?
I'm working on the third one right now.
The third?
Yeah.
What, are we having to go on the dark web? What's happening?
This is the Return of the Jedi of.
Yeah. Now, the joke of this episode is that Andy McDowell wants to play a Southern Belle in a sketch.
Right.
And the writers, who are a bunch of monkeys, keep putting her in other sketches that have to do with bells. Like she's
They
playing.
misinterpret.
Yeah, she's playing a belle in this Hunchback of Notre Dame parody right now.
Okay, wait. Can we pitch some other potential marathons? I think this is productive because maybe next month the idea won't be feasible, but even if it is,
Well,
this show's going forward.
I'm already out
you
to
know?
people, so I hope we'll figure it out if it's feasible.
We'll be able to make next month work.
I'm just saying, let's start talking about some other things for the future.
Yes,
Sure.
definitely for the future. But next month's the first time that we've done a marathon where I've chosen it.
That's
we're gonna
true.
do
It is a George's choice. Can we talk about some marathons, some potential marathons? Oh, she's playing the bell.
I
Can we
believe,
talk about?
I believe we have through February figured out, Watto, correct?
I don't know, do we?
You pitched 2 for January and February. Are those still on the table?
I feel like there's some larger conversations to be had around those.
Okay, great.
All right.
I think they're malleable because I think there's a lot of logistical things at play there.
Okay,
But
and we have.
When are you guys doing the Greg the Bunny marathon?
I mean,
Hey.
we've already had Greg the Bunny on, JD.
We had Dan Milano on the show. Excuse me,
Right.
he was not Greg the Bunny. He was the voice of Warren the Ape.
I thought he was also Greg the Bunny.
I think he was Warren the Ape. I don't think he was Greg the Bunny. We could double check that.
I believe it was
He
him. Yeah, I think it was him and Drew Massey both did it.
And Sean Baker, director of the Florida Project, Tangerine.
Oh,
They were the 3 creators of Greg the Bunny.
huh.
Let me check this.
JD,
Oh.
you say that as a joke.
Okay. You know what? We were both right. He played both Greg the Bunny and Warren the Ape.
See, so what you said was true from a certain point of view.
Thanks, George.
I would.
Well, you're
love
welcome.
To do.
You're welcome.
JD, what would you like to see us do?
Live happy and healthy lives.
Thank you.
Touche.
Can I verbalize?
I would like
And
to
then-
see you watch every episode of BattleBots.
Look at
Done.
how cool Bunsen looks now.
George is just completely ignoring it.
His new name is Fungus.
Wait. Here's my pitch.
Yeah.
I think you should watch the entirety of the 1993 NFL season.
What about this? What about we binge watch every episode of the Today Show?
I have a pitch, but you're not gonna like it.
What is
Let's
it?
hear it.
We do a complete series watch of the CBS Evening News.
You're right, George. I don't like it.
I don't like
I
it.
love it.
I don't like it either, George. You better watch yourself.
I love it.
Or I think you should, yeah. Oh no!
Look
Here's
how
what you
buff
have to do.
Bunsen looks.
What? What are you thinking, JD?
Okay. This is my new idea. And this will take some producing, but I think it's a cool thing that no one's ever done before.
The OJ trial stream that the Messina brothers just suggested.
No, but it's close to that.
Yeah.
Let's pick ABC.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's a
Simple as do,
good
re,
one.
mi.
A, B, C.
That's how easy love can be.
Come on. I say something in this part.
JD, that's a great Michael Jackson impression.
Come on, let me show you what it's all about.
He didn't write arithmetic.
Wait,
You
people
want to
are
hear this
saying,
pitch? I think this is truly an interesting art piece idea.
Branches of the learning tree.
someone in the
What?
chat. Someone in the chat just suggested. Where was it? Hang on one sec. Oh shoot, where'd it go? Oh, mcross523 suggested that we do a marathon of Indecision 2004, the DVD compilation from The Daily Show. I mean, I'm down.
Do you want to hear this pitch that I have?
Yeah,
I want to hear it badly.
You pick a date. Let's say April 11th, 1996.
Good
And
day.
you watch from midnight to midnight on ABC everything that they aired.
I mean, that's tough because where are we going to get like Good Morning America?
I think it'll take some producing, but I think you could
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Patrick doesn't like this idea. It takes some producing.
You're acting like we have a good producer on this show, JT.
Can
Yeah.
I?
JD, we don't have a good producer.
Yeah, that's
We have a
That's the
great
problem.
producer.
Ah,
Isn't that an interesting idea,
it
though?
is an interesting
It
idea.
is a really interesting idea.
Pick a network and you watch that entire day's network.
Oh, kind of Monday knows.
I
Can
feel
I?
like, you know what would be?
Can I-
I feel like if
What?
we did
And
like,
you could even do a poll online to pick the date.
yeah, I feel like the easier way to do it would be like we're watching all of HBO this day.
Oh yeah,
Also-
that's a really good idea. I think the best idea is usually whatever the easiest version is.
Yeah, I got the good idea for what's easiest.
Yeah. Based on your
I like how your gut enters the stream before you do.
It's comedy.
Yeah.
baby.
Patrick, is your name Rooster?
Why, George?
Because it sounds like you want to live on Easy Street.
Come on, George. George, you're behaving like one of the aliens from the Explorers.
Joe Dante,
I-
good guy.
I like JD's pitch. Can I come up with a further pitch?
Add on.
I
Okay.
hope it's not what's being suggested in the chat.
Let's see if other people have already gotten to the
Is
joke.
this
I
the
want.
joke?
No.
Yeah, I was going to
I
say-
knew everyone was going to say 9/11.
I was going to say Fox News 9/11.
Yeah.
What the heck? Can I share an actual thing we have discussed internally as a dream?
Yeah, sure.
We do a carefully curated marathon of different short-lived Hanna-Barbera series. And rather than trying to compile everyone involved or calling in all of our friends, we have only 3 guests who join us for the entirety of this stream. Mark Hamill, Shannon Purser from Stranger Things, and Michael Cera. And we would call it Hamill Barb Cera.
JD, what do you think of that idea?
I think that's good. I think lock it in.
It's been
Lock it in,
discussed
Patrick. All it
internally
takes is-
for months.
All it takes is a little bit of producing.
And I will say, there was one night where George and I watched a handful of short-lived Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Oh yeah.
And there's some wild ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is how we found out about these, because Mark Hamill, I think his first job ever, maybe, or one of his earliest jobs, was he was the voice of the male lead on Genie, which was the animated Hanna-Barbera adaptation of I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, really?
And we said, what if we got Mark Hamill on? We did Hamill-Barbera, and we just watched every episode of Jeannie. And then
Okay,
we
here's-
started plussing the idea. We said, let's get Barb into the mix. Let's get Sarah into the mix. Let's do Hamill-Barb-Sarah. Hamill-Barbera with Hamill-Barb-Sarah.
Yeah. What if it's Mark Hamill, Michael Carbonaro, and Olympic superstar Tara Lipinski?
Yeah, why is that?
Because then it would be Hamill Carb Tara.
Oh no.
Yeah. See, Patrick, you got options.
We got options.
There's a lot of booking options for this. But let's go back to, I really think picking one day in history, and it should be a non-event day, a day where nothing interesting happened.
Nothing.
And you just watch the entirety of what one network put out in that day.
What, like D-Day?
Come on.
It could be the day, or it could be a day that something happened, but it's not necessarily celebrated as a holiday. It could be like the day that the Phantom Menace came out.
Or it could be the day, or the entire day that Falcon Heaney hid in the balloon in his attic, and the whole world thought he was stuck in a balloon.
What a great day.
Did you know that he is in a heavy metal band and he has really long hair now?
Of course.
Of course, I knew that, Patrick. Of course, I know what Falcon Heaney's up to now.
I've looked him up. I'm curious.
Can you get him on? Can you get him on the stream right now?
I don't think he would agree. If I remember correctly, I don't think he would agree with the political slant that this stream is taking.
Oh, weird.
no.
It looks like in the private chat, Patrick just put Falcon Heaney's phone number and he wants Water to prank call him.
We're
Is
not,
that really in the private chat?
we're not getting into that.
Can I?
Captain Kangaroo.
What?
Captain Kangaroo's on the screen.
Captain Kangaroo. Bob Keeshan.
I feel like now is a good time to maybe, we've been talking about other potential marathons. Let's focus back on Muppets Tonight. Let's maybe share some Muppet memories.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should share some Muppets Tonight memories.
Memories. Perfect. Bryson.
Nailed it.
Here to work than to protest. Do the work. Good man, Bryson.
That was good. Good job, Bryson.
Get that fan art. If you're doing that fan art of Bryson burning down the bumper factory, now instead write never mind.
That's right. Never mind. Halfway
Never
through.
mind. Bryson is great.
Guys, we are $69 away from getting to 7,000.
Maybe make fan art of Bryson crossing the picket line.
Yeah, saying it's time to go to work.
Can we do a
You
quick
scabs.
Can we do a quick $4 friend push? Because I want to get to 7,000 before we hit the finale.
Yeah. Lucky number 11.
JD, do you know what a $4 friend is?
Have you ever heard of it?
Have you ever heard of a $4 friend?
No, I haven't. Tell me what they are.
What do you think it is?
Patrick.
JD, what do you think it is?
I bet a $4 friend is, I bet it's a friend that,
Oh, he's getting
I don't
into
know,
it.
maybe they only have 4 doll hairs.
No, Diddy, no.
No.
What?
No.
People are saying,
No,
does this
no.
mean we're not getting? People are saying, does this mean we're not getting Treasure Island? And the answer is no, unless you donate.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you think that you're going to get a try going in and buying a car that costs $12,000. Bring them $7,000 and see if they'll give you the car.
We made it 10. It's on.
We made it-
It's on
we made it
With
discount.
10, Oh,
they're
Christmas
still not
Carol is
gonna-
12, right?
They're not
Yeah.
going to
Carol's
sell it
12.
to you for 7.
You see this in the chat. Nate is upset that he doesn't want to go. He wants to see Muppet Treasure Island. And I say this: if you don't want to go, Nate, then you better donate.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, mate.
Yeah.
And the thing is, here's the great news.
Yeah.
If we don't make it to 10,000, which is 10,000 is Treasure Island and 12,000 is Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Correct.
The great news is that if we don't make it to those goals, then it just doesn't bode very well for the election. But you can still watch those movies. They're on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
and that will be true regardless of who's president come this January.
Someone is saying, do my name, JD. Andy Blandy is saying, do one with my name. Andy Blandy, we need another donation if he's going to do it. I need $25 from Andy Blandy.
Oh no!
Sorry. That's how it works.
I'm gonna
sorry.
think of one for Andy Blandy and just
Yeah.
know that it'll be up
He's
here.
writing them. Oh,
Keep it up here in the bing bong.
Keep it up here in the Bing Bong.
keep it up there in the Bing Bong.
Keep it up there in the bing bong.
We need some more $4. I'm not even going to check until I feel like it's time. So let's get some more $4 in there, and then
Let's get less $5 footlongs, more $4 friends.
$5 foot long.
No,
any.
$4 friends.
Oh,
Now, JD, here's a question. I don't know if
Yeah.
you'd be ready for this. This is a legitimate question.
Uh-huh.
What would the stretch goal have to be for you to do the thing that you did at our live show one time?
I mean, I would do that, but I think I'd have to wait for you guys to do a marathon that involves that property.
I mean,
or
this is-
Jim Henson.
This is pretty close, JD.
I feel like I need more. I
Oh,
think that's a pretty big performance.
You're
for me.
right. You're right. You know what the working title for this show was? Excuses Tonight.
George. You literally threw a literal hissy fit because I wanted you to do one jumping jack.
No, because you wanted me to leave the only thing that's keeping my body from stopping
Someone's
functioning.
asking if there's a non-PayPal way to donate. Yeah, if you Venmo me, I will add it to the total.
Uh-oh.
No, it's real. Come on.
That sounds like a scam.
I've put in
Uh-oh.
so much work to this.
Scam alert.
Scam alert.
Patrick Jack Connor.
Uh-oh.
If you guys
Scam likely.
do that,
Scam
I will.
likely.
Hello, what's that? The
Like,
scam police? Why, no, I hadn't noticed. Yes, officer, I'll keep an eye out. Turns out there's a random scammer who's scamming people.
scam trick con man.
Patsy trick
People are-
con.
I need some more $4 friends. This episode's
A lot
almost
of-
done, guys.
a lot of people are asking Patrick to release his tax returns now.
I'll do it. Sure, I'll do it.
Here, I will. I can give you a little tease though.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, I could give you a tour of my museum.
Oh, it's a good tour.
Can you do it in the next 7 minutes?
Of course he can.
Why? Do you need me to leave to real celebrities coming on, Patrick?
Oh my God,
I'm gonna-
Patrick!
no, I
you've
want-
insulted
I
our
actually-
guest.
I've told you who's coming on, and I would like you to stay if you want to stay.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Patrick, you've offended our guest.
Someone is saying any other way. Venmo doesn't work in Canada, and the PayPal conversion fees are ridiculous. I don't.
All
what
right.
else- You can donate. You can donate. No, you might not be able to if you're not a U.S. citizen.
Hand a bag of cash to a Mountie and tell
Yeah.
them to bring it to Patrick in Queens.
I don't know.
Couch honor.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Weird. Patrick is saying he has an Amazon wish list that you can fulfill.
Oh no.
That's
It's Amazon.com/GLTS gives.
Oh no!
oh, that's right. And then Patrick's asking us to call him Vanguard.
Wait a second. And the only items on this wish list are different brands of frozen sausages? Patrick, what is
Patrick.
the stretch goal we would need to hit for you to release your long form birth certificate?
My long form birth certificate.
Yes,
I
because
could-
there are a lot of rumors out there.
I could probably show you my original birth certificate tonight if we hit a number.
Long form?
whatever I have the original birth certificate. So whatever that is.
I want it got to be long form. I want to see what it says in the species section.
What's a long form birth certificate? Also, I've never really known.
I don't know, but I heard the guy complain about it once, and then he became president. So apparently, nothing fucking matters.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Oh, we gotta win this election, you guys. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad news.
It's gonna be so bad. I truly, I don't know if you guys have this, but I just think about like, imagine how I will feel like less than 3 weeks from now in that reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right.
Like the fact that we're
not really get any work done.
We're so close. It's not even like an abstract. I'm just like,
here. Let me stew this a little bit.
I'm saying, imagine Watto trying to do a show that Sunday. We got to win this election, guys.
It's going to be a bad show. That's the one thing we'll promise is
got to guarantee for you it's going to be a bad show.
We got the show for you, guaranteed poo-poo.
Okay.
Watto, next time do this gesture when you say that.
Okay, we got the show for you, guaranteed poo-poo.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you guys want to know where we're at now?
Yeah.
We're doing the George Lucas Talk Show Muppets Tonight marathon, and we're all in our homes.
in New York City.
71123, guys.
The Dakota floor underneath Yoko.
So I think let's get some last. I want to get these last few donations in there. Should we lower Muppet Treasure Island?
No.
Okay,
Patrick. Because the thing is, if we reach that goal, it's going to be a hardship. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean it's a wooden ship.
Yeah, it has to be a hardship in order to set
and
sail.
Also, it's an exercise. It's an exercise.
Yeah.
How are you going to feel on November 5th in a reality in which Trump has been reelected? Will you sit back and go, could I have done more? In the same way, how will you feel if this stream ends within the hour and we never get to watch Muppet Treasure?
Yeah.
It's a great
and I am never sick at sea.
Yeah. JD, are you gonna
Patrick,
show
that's a Sorkinism.
I'm sorry.
That's a Sorkinism, Patrick.
I appreciate it, George.
Do you think that's because my father was a Greek soda pop maker? Or do you think that's because I'm an American fucking spy? Fuck you, you fucking child.
What is that from?
It's a Sorkinism. It's from Charlie Wilson's War. It comes after I'm never sick at sea.
Okay.
Not for nothing.
I realized I had a Muppet shirt I've never worn.
Whoa.
That's good stuff. That is the most JD Amato Muppet shirt that has ever been made.
Very
Absolutely.
So
a show for you,
I was
guaranteed
saying,
brand new.
to soothe you and hold you over, I can do a little reading. And so I want you to pick a number between 1 and 3.
2.
3.
Okay, Patrick picks
1.
2. George, I want you to pick a number between 1 and we'll say 15.
6.
Okay, page 6 of issue 2 of the 3-part Labyrinth limited edition comic book.
Okay, here we go.
What page did you say? 6?
6.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ooh, okay. Sarah is falling down the hole of helping hands into the oubliette. And the hands say, bye-bye. Oh, I'll show you the photo first so you can imagine it.
That's a photo?
Yeah, it's a photo. It's real.
It looks as real as that photo of Patrick earlier.
Yeah.
Here's also an advertisement for Bonkers.
Chocolate bonker.
Everyone's bonked out. Everyone's bonked out.
Everyone's bonked out by new chewy chocolate Bonkers.
Could you imagine Charleston chewing one of those bad boys?
All right.
Can I just say I think they're using a little bit of hyperbole to sell their product.
Everybody's bonked out. Help, where am I going, says Sarah. Meanwhile, the Goblin King, Jareth, watches it all from his castle. She's in the She's in the oubliette. She's in the oubliette. Hey, she'll never get. Who's saying that? They have the goblins saying a lot more than the goblins actually said. Okay, this is the. Shut up! She never should have gotten that far. Perhaps she'll never give up. Won't she? Well, the dwarf is the dwarf. Did he ever call? I don't think he calls her a dwarf.
Wow, I like these annotations that are all questions.
Won't she? Well, the dwarf is about to lead her back to the beginning again. Who's there? Who's there with me? Me, Missy. Me, Missy Hoggle. Me, Missy Hoggle. I know you're in trouble, so I've come to give you a hand. You're here to help me solve the labyrinth? Solve the labyrinth? You're in the oubliette. No doors, just a hole where you put people to forget about them. That's the page.
Thank you, JD.
Very good.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
great.
JD, are you gonna hang around or are you gonna bounce?
I'll hang for a minute.
Okay, great. Then I'm gonna bring it.
Do you want me to bounce, Patrick, to make
No,
room?
I would love you to stay, JD. I would love you to stay and meet our guests that I'm gonna bring in to watch the finale of Muppets Tonight with us. Returning guests, we're here earlier. 2 all-stars. Please welcome Dick Blasucci.
Dick!
And Bill Barretta.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
We're still here. We're still here.
I can't believe it. You guys are amazing. You're
Yeah.
still there.
Wow.
Still here.
George, you're all
You look,
bundled up. Look at
You
George.
look like you're comfortable.
I'm
I
freezing.
mean-
I'm very cold.
Why?
It's cold here in Marin County. Colder than you would think. Colder than all reports of the weather in Marin County.
It makes
Do you
no
not have
sense.
heating? Do you not have heating?
I have a hair dryer here and I'm using it every now and then.
He's on a porch. He's on a porch and he has an extension cord and the hairdryer plugged into it. And every once in a while, he just blasts it on his face.
Oh.
And I
You
have
would
to
think
warn you.
someone who's that successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to warn you. The fact that George is so cold has made him in a little bit of a cranky mood.
Yeah. I've been a little bit of a grump, I have to say.
You ought to take some of that, big movie money and buy yourself a little space heater.
I mean,
Space, George. Space.
I got to put all my money into education. I got to donate to education, and I got anything else I got to put towards building my museum.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Opening in 2022.
Let's start this. We're gonna start. Johnny Fiamma Leaves Home.
Oh,
All right. Here we go. Series finale.
nice.
Here we
This
go.
is the
We're
drama. This is the drama of the series, I think.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna go in 1, 2, 3. I genuinely, Bill and Dick, this episode ends, and I was genuinely touched when I watched the ending. I was like, "What a way for this show to end!"
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. It genuinely ends where you're like, "Oh man, this is a nice ending."
Oh, thank you. Was that you? Was that the Johnny Mathis ending with that little tag that we had?
Well, it was more
song.
the song. before.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
Bill, you suggested that song. That's the song that you wanted to do, as I recall.
I did. It was for my mother, actually. And I swear I have not seen this in, I can't even tell you how long, but I found some things. It's like one of those, you open a box and you find something. And I actually found, Dick, I didn't even show you this.
So, Bill, I'm
Because
gonna use this bumper again that scared you last time.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Time for a Barretta merch corner.
Well, I don't know if it's merch.
Merch.
It's my really bad storyboards of when I came up with the idea of doing this thing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And the song, right, to You and Me Against the World.
That's right.
And it's not really like how it, look how bad it is. But
Mhm.
some of it is not, what we ended up doing. But then there are things like when she's feeding him, and she's putting pasta on his plate.
Yeah.
and it's too much. And then I think there's the shot of when, wait a minute, where is it?
Wow.
Where's the shot of them on the couch? It was like a panning shot
When they're
well.
watching TV, right?
when
Isn't
they're
it
watching TV. Yeah, somewhere.
with the
I think
salad?
it was here, mate. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was like just something I really wanted to do for my mother. And so Dick was kind enough to fit it in there and make it work. It
was one of my favorite episodes, actually. I always liked
Mama.
Yes.
You brought Mama in.
Can I ask, because in this sort of back half of the season, you have more and more episodes that don't have one big guest star in the same kind of way. You
Right.
have like the Arsenio Hall, the cameo show. You have this episode. Was
Yeah.
that something creatively that you guys fought for? Was that more of a logistical thing? Like, how did the format start evolving in that kind of way?
I'm trying to think. It may have been a little bit of both. I think, I don't know if it was logistic in the sense of guest stars. I think we had always talked about doing a cameo show, or at least that came up early on in terms of that. And I don't know. I think we did get a little heavier into kind of, well, certainly with this episode, heavier into story. That's for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of that. What do you think, Bill? I don't know. I guess I always thought the show we never had trouble getting guest stars, so I don't think it was that. I think it's just the way we were writing things, and this was the group that ended up on Disney Channel, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but this sort of batch where you have the cameo show, the Gary Coenga show, and the and this one, and the Johnny Fiano Goes Home.
Right, right.
Can you walk through the process of going from ABC to Disney? Like, because originally when the show was ordered, you guys were you ordered to like 20 something episodes?
22, wasn't it?
I think I think we got a full season out of them. Yeah, but ABC and Disney were together, so we I think they were getting rid of what happened, because I was in that meeting. Right. They were getting rid of their TGIF night. It was strange. It was becoming a little more of making changes on that night, and I always thought we were kind of misplaced on that evening anyway. But we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of what they discussed with us, was that we continue and do the back nine or whatever it was on Disney Channel.
Was that pitched to you as like, oh, this will be a good thing, or was it like?
Well, of course. I mean, it was obvious we weren't going to be on the network for any more episodes.
Yeah.
Right.
JD has been a showrunner on many shows, and I feel like has had to deal with a lot of network notes of that ilk.
And also changing networks in that way.
Here's a question too, though. Did they try to make adjustments to your budget because they're moving you to a smaller network?
I'd have to ask Brian about that, but I have a feeling that was a little bit. I have a feeling.
Because we're saying there's like a clip show episode, and I'm like,
yes,
I wonder if that one,
There's a clip show too to give us another episode to get us on budget a little bit more. But on Disney Channel, I mean, I can't complain. We won the Emmy for Best Children's Program for that year, and we were actually nominated when we were on ABC, nominated for Best Show in Primetime Comedy Show as well. I know it's a little disappointing. You want to be on the network, and I thought we were doing well. It was, again, and I don't want to repeat ourselves, but Bill, you know this. What do you do with Muppets in a puppet show in the middle of your primetime schedule, and where do you put it? And
variety, it wasn't. There was nobody was even thinking about variety shows. I think it had been the last time there was a variety show was when the Muppets were on or something. It was almost that long. So to put a variety show in between sitcoms just was always a weird thing.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Dick, because you went on to work at Mad TV for a long time.
Yes.
Yes. That's a very successful, long-running network sketch comedy variety show.
Right.
Saturday Night Live, obviously, massive, long-running show. And there were many variety shows before Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
But and I feel like in the last 5-10 years, there's been a resurgence of sketch comedy, but mostly on cable and on streaming services.
Right.
Why do you think no one has been able to sort of create a new sketch comedy or variety show that's worked on network in a while?
Well, it's always been tough ever since the early days. Your audience may not remember, but even since like the Carol Burnett.
You're talking about the 40s? You're talking like the 40s?
I'm talking about
when you're working in the 40s?
When I first started. Yes, no, not the 40s. I mean, sketch comedy is usually late night or alternative. It's always been. I was going to make a comparison. In the old days, Carol Burnett and those shows that were kind of driven by one star.
Yeah.
What was more of the norm, but that kind of went away. People have tried it. I mean, Dana Carvey tried it with his prime time is really hard to get that audience into that frame of mind of
Maya Rudolph and Martin Short did their show as well.
Too. It doesn't seem, it has to be done, which is why I think maybe the Muppets in primetime. And, you know, Jim's, the original Muppet Show was syndication, and it was done in England, and it was, I think it passed, the networks had passed on it, and they decided to do it in England, and they syndicated it to local stations. And that's how it became such a success. It's been tough. It's the ones like Key and Peele that have two people. I think it's more of a smaller cast, a couple of people that kind of drive the show. And you find the network like Comedy Central or some alternative network or Adult Swim or whatever it is, or a streaming service, like you say, and do it that way. It's really tough to do it in prime. I don't even think late night. I don't think Fox is in the business of looking for another Mad TV replacement or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because obviously back when variety shows were first created, the whole idea was that the draw was going to be that you're going to see celebrities and different entertainers coming together and letting their guard down. And now that's 99% of content online and television. People don't go to television to see that because you can get that through social media, through this, through all these channels.
Yeah.
It's also, it really feels like the late night talk shows have absorbed a lot of what those variety shows used to be.
That's right. That's right. I saw the changes during Mad TV and just reading the emails and the message boards of the kids were watching. They not as many, and the same was happening with SNL. The ratings were going down on both our shows at the end because they weren't investing in the whole hour. They would go on YouTube and watch the highlights of whoever was posting the top 5 or 6 sketches of that night or something like that. And that's what was happening most, what I found anyway. It's tough. It's tough to do it now.
Can I ask you a question about your notes process on Muppets Tonight? Because it's so interesting because I feel like you guys are probably in a very unique position where, you know, obviously notes can be a tricky situation no matter what, but with something like the Muppets where the ownership is so much with the Jim Henson Company and with Brian Henson, you guys have been a part of it. Like, did that make the dynamic strange when a network's like, well, like, I'm just curious about how that dynamic played out because
you mean with the network and with the network and the company, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Bill. I thought the Hensons were very tolerant of the network, and the network. We didn't see all that much of them other than the table reads. I think they were in on those. But they didn't really come around. We'd send them rough cuts. They may have. I don't remember their notes. To be honest with you, and Billy, we were still working with Frank Oz and a couple of the original people, but Frank was still on the show doing his characters. And I was more interested in his notes and the notes coming from the cast. Bill was very involved in his characters and the writing and working on the scenes that had some of his characters in. So those notes we would gladly take. I don't remember too many network notes.
I don't either. I don't think they really. I mean, you know best, but I mean, I never remember anybody sounding like ABC was in the way, or it feels like they just trusted you. Had Frank Oz, Brian Henson, Dick Blasucci there.
Yeah.
You don't. What are you going to tell them that's best for the Muppets? You know.
Right.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It can be bad. I know you. Well, you run shows, so you know it can get bad with network notes and all of that. But I don't remember it being that difficult. Again, it was more of the, Bill, I don't know if you remember, there was one scene we did with Kermit, and maybe it was Miss Piggy, and we were doing a table read, and Frank was sitting right next to me, Frank Oz, and it didn't work. The scene was not working at all. And after we're done reading, Frank turned to me and said, something's wrong here. What's Kermit's want in the scene? And I remember, and I thought to myself, at first you're going to say, you got to be kidding me, it's a puppet. But you realize quickly that it was the way that what they did with these characters is they treated them like real actors and real characters, And that's why they were so beloved and lasted so long.
Yeah.
Because he really treated those people in scenes as they would real actors. And it was a great lesson because it was absolutely true. He wanted us to know why he's in the scene. What are we doing it for? You've just got him in there doing lines, but there's no purpose for him to be in there. The scene wasn't working. And we changed it. We went back and rewrote it. And I always thought that was probably the best lesson in especially writing for the Muppets and really treating them as these beloved characters that they really are.
Yeah.
And just as actors, because really what's happening on the screen is what's happening below the screen, right? Below the frame. So if we're not motivated, just like any actor would be in any relationship or any scene, then the puppets aren't going to be. So they have to be treated just like any character that you would write for, right?
Yeah, I mean, what we were talking about earlier, how much there are so many duos on the show played by you and Brian that work off of the history you had and the energy you have. That the Muppets always work best when they are treated as a comedy troupe, not just as a collection of characters. And it's one of the reasons I think the alchemy is very right on this show, is that you have people like you, Dick, who come from a sketch comedy background, not from family TV or sitcom writing, but understand that you're writing to a group. And you also have Bill on your end, the performers all working together, coming up with new characters, making each other laugh, not just trying to hit sort of legacy notes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are definitely, I have relationships with each one of the core Muppet performers and also outside of the core group. And you know what to expect, how to press certain buttons, how to make certain ones laugh, how to get something out of everybody, and when you start directing them, you start to get a better sense of where, what makes those characters tick, so you can tap into that stuff. And so while we're down there, that's what we're doing. We're creating relationships. We have these relationships that really exist, and that's what drives the characters,
Well, Bill, you were always good at having fun with your characters on the set as well. I mean, you like to improvise a little bit and throw some stuff in, which was always fun.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Now, you guys have worked on lots of things, but specifically when talking about the Muppets, I feel like when people ask about people's careers, it's always like, oh, what was your favorite project or favorite episode or favorite thing? But I feel like especially with the Muppets, I'm curious if there's any moments, scenes, sequences, little things where you're like, for whatever reason, I hold this as one of the things where it just really worked and it all came together. And that, especially with puppet performing, I feel like there is that special alchemy of, being able to express something in an interesting way that you couldn't using any other sort of medium. Are there any moments like that stick in your head where you're like, at least this one piece, I remember very fondly of being like, this is what works.
Well, go ahead, Bill. Well, oh no, we've lost it. Oh, look.
No, we're still there. I just
Nice.
want to tell everyone where we're at. We're at 7,181.
7,000. Oh, that's wonderful.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah,
That's so wonderful. Really
We're not
great
done
you're
yet.
doing this.
We're not done yet. So
So people should
amazing.
still donate.
yes.
Yes.
I don't mean to get angry, but
No, it's all right. It's all right.
You're going to get them upset.
Sorry.
There's a couple of things that. Well, I always thought Bill and Brian had good energy, especially with Johnny and Sal. I thought that kind of stuff really came alive and really popped off the screen when you guys did it, and that was fun to write. There were some of those. I remember the 1812 overture we did with Gonzo, where the cannonballs were just hitting everybody. I thought that was a perfect Muppet piece.
Yeah,
because
that's one of my favorites. Yeah,
it was short, it was fast, it was visual, it was everybody just getting. In fact, Sal took the hit for Johnny, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. But that was one of the perfect little Muppet pieces I thought that we had done.
Yeah, I mean, on this show, Dick and I are Italian American families, and so Johnny and Sal, and that's just the stuff that makes us laugh. I think probably the most because we get it. It's just that's basic. I mean, right now you're looking at my father and my grandfather molded into one guy. That's who Johnny Fiamma is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was trying to think of something specific about this show. I mean, there's so many different things. I can tell you something that I never expected to happen on something totally different, which I think is what you're talking about, JD, which is I was really sick one time and I had to go on the Bonnie Hunt show. Do you remember when Bonnie Hunt had a talk show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to go on Bonnie Hunt and I was really sick and I didn't think I was going to go. And it was to promote the new, I'll try and make this fast, but it was to promote the new Muppets Christmas something, Santa's letters.
Santa, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. And but there was also a book we had just come out. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
That was fast. That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's very fast.
That's
And Pepe was promoting a book too that Jim Lewis, one of the writers Jim Lewis had written, and he and I collaborated on that. But anyway, so I was really sick, and I said, I just can't make it. They said, please, you got to come. We'll have a doctor there. So I go. They give me a shot, and I just didn't give a shit. I was like, okay, you want me to come there? I can't promise you what's going to happen, but I'll come. And I just started. We just came out and we just started doing it, and it just kind of flowed. I don't remember thinking anything except just reacting off of her and what I could see and what was happening in the moment. And that was just for me a moment that I'll always remember because, you spend so much time worrying and your lines and what does it look like and all of that stuff that goes into this. But this was a moment where I just didn't care. And I think it was probably one of Pepe's better moments that he was just off the cuff and free and I had a lot of fun.
Are you saying like Michael Jordan, you had the Pepe flu game?
Is that what it's called?
Short-minute flu game where he
Pepe's flu game.
I guess so. Maybe, yeah. I guess so.
40 points when he had the flu, just like you with Pepe.
How about that?
Bill, I feel like this episode, I don't know if there's a question here, but this is just something I noticed while watching it this time. I feel like this episode is the first evolution of the 2015 show in a few ways. Because you're seeing Johnny at home and you're seeing his real life and what it's like with his mother, like after work hours. I don't know. There's no question there. I just was watching.
No, you know what? That's interesting you say that because after... what I loved was that we did start to get into stories like Dick was saying, that we were getting a little more into that stuff. And so there was, in 2006, there was a presentation, a pitch piece that was made. Bill Brady and I got together back then and we shot something that was much more about their lives outside of the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
And so I was very much into wanting to pursue more of that stuff. Unfortunately, when we did the series in 2015, my original idea that was pitched changed, and it wasn't really what what I had hoped it would be. Other things came into play, but I think I always wanted to do more story stuff outside of their Muppet world. So.
I think it's very interesting because, of course, with the original run of the Muppet Show and despite its popularity and despite how much people loved that, it was something that when Jim got to the end of it, he sort of felt like, well, I've done that. And he was always interested in doing different things. But there was what's interesting about Muppets Tonight to me is in some ways it starts out in a place where it's an update on going back to the feel of it's a variety comedy show at the Muppets. So it's revisiting that territory, and yet over the course of the run of the series, it's still doing that thing that Jim always did, which is it's evolving. That this is not where we are now, and I don't know if this was designed to be a finale in the normal sense because I don't know where this fell in the production order, but it is so ambitious. And that is very much a Jim thing, which is not content, even though in the early episodes, you really nail this new Muppets Tonight format as a sketch comedy series, but you don't just coast on that. You're you're still discovering and experimenting, which is I think is in many ways the most true continuation of Jim's legacy. That he was never someone who when he perfected something, he was always looking for that next thing. He was always exploring and trying new things, and they weren't always necessarily what people were looking for from him. Sometimes he'd do a series and people just wanted to see the Muppet Show, but he was more he wanted to do the storyteller, or he was always seeking the next adventure.
Right.
And I think that's why, even though it's sad that this series I think comes to a premature end, because it really should have been allowed to keep going to see what's next. But I think this is such a fitting, it's such a very Jim way to end this series, by trying something new and being bold and emotional.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice to say that.
I agree. Thank you. Yeah.
Very nice. Even in that episode, didn't we go, wasn't the Evander Holyfield on location? Didn't we actually go to
a laundromat?
Yeah.
We went to a laundromat.
The last episode.
Which was something new. We usually didn't go on location necessarily.
That's so funny too. You just remind Brian wasn't able to do Sal in the laundromat, and he made me do it. So I had to lip sync that scene to Brian's track in my my ear, and try and we try and imitate each other's styles. Yeah. So I'm trying to nail his style so that he wouldn't be upset with me, and Oh, but here's Johnny Mathis. I was just going to say, I don't know, in that in the song. Yeah. I forget. My mind is so bad. That's my wife who comes in with Johnny that Ma yells at, and she leaves. It was before we got married, but that was wow. Yeah, my wife plays Johnny's girlfriend in that thing. But then this,
I loved about doing the Muppets is, we need a Johnny. How about Johnny Mathis? All right, and then he's there the next day.
Oh my God, this was unbelievable. The job, Johnny. He was singing these songs to us. Like it was like our own little concert. You just imagine people just down below, right? Because this set is raised. Yeah, we're all just looking up at Johnny Mathis as he's singing "Chances Are."
And don't you remember we purposely wrote a couple of songs just to hear him sing one or two.
Just to do it, right, Dick? Yeah.
Let's just hear. I'll let him sing it.
Yeah. What was your guys' big picture production workflow for the Muppets? Because I feel like the turnaround time for building puppets and planning everything has to be much longer. So do you write everything in advance, then have like a production period, a puppet building period between writing and production, or does it all overlap?
I think once we I think we did write some scenes or some sketches and shows. We probably had about 3 or 4 shows ready to go when we started. Yeah. And then as usual, production. But the thing with the way the Hensons was set up, and Bill, this better than I, their workshop was working all the time. That puppet workshop that they had. Right. And they had to set up a workshop right there not on the stage, but on the lot. And they were great. I mean, they would get script, I would guess a couple of weeks in advance, and they would, unless it was really something very, very specific and ambitious that we were asking them to do. But they were really amazing at how quickly we turned this stuff around considerably. Right. Because I do remember writing shows as we were in production. We were definitely doing that.
Because we when we were doing Muppet at the end of Muppet Treasure Island was when we did a little workshop. Yeah, they had a rack of puppets, just different puppets, just some whatnots and some of the classic characters, and we were just Frank Oz was there. We're all there, and we would just grab a puppet and throw it up in front of the camera, and Frank would just ask a question, just interview them and see what we would come up with. Yeah. Right. And that's how some of, at least my characters came out, and then we talked about what those would be. And then the artists in the shop would collaborate and come up with what is that design? What is Pepe going to be? Is he a lobster? Is he no, he should be a shrimp. No, he should have a bigger attitude. He's a king prawn, so we started talking about that kind of stuff. And then that they started building while I think, Dick, you guys probably started writing, I would imagine, or conceiving, and right?
Yeah, and that's true. And guest stars were such a big part of at least those first 8 or 9 shows or whatever we did, or the first 10 shows.
Yeah.
So those we pretty much had a fairly good lead time on that. I don't remember necessarily ever having to write too much last minute guest star stuff, especially if they were pulling a big load like Pierce Brosnan, ones that were appearing throughout the whole episode.
What was the fish character with Pierce Brosnan? I think he was built in like 3 days or something.
That was Blowfish, wasn't it?
What is it?
Blowfish. Yeah.
Blowfish, yeah. And then we did him with Don Rickles or something. But that was a character that you guys came up with, and I think they built him really fast.
Yeah.
Are you guys shooting like a sketch a day? Because I feel like for most sketch shows, you try to
sketch a day.
Yeah,
a show a day.
Really?
Well, I think our production schedule was maybe 2 days, 2 or 3 days to complete a show.
JD, sometimes they would have the guests for only the one day.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Is how do you? Because I just having done a minimal amount of working with puppetry stuff, I just know.
Oh, the guest star is definitely one day. All the guest star stuff.
All the guest star stuff is one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you have multiple units like set up ready to go to just like take guests from, or is it just like a mad dash?
It was
all one camera.
Wow.
I do wish, it seems on the one hand a shame that in order to see these Muppet characters, a Muppet thing has to happen that then humans enter into. I do wish we lived in a world where Bobo or Pepe could just show up in a normal movie, that's all otherwise humans.
Yeah,
and that we could live in a world where Pepe could just be a supporting actor in a normal movie.
You wish Bobo could just get cast in sort of a 2-scene role in an Apatow picture.
Or just like I'd love to see Bobo just show up in like a movie like Knives Out, just as like one of the police people, or like, I feel like
all right, you're all under arrest.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Fiamma would have been great in The Irishman. He could have played any.
If we were still doing it, we'd do a parody of The Irishman.
Well, that's so funny. I mean, we could. It's so hard to be on the ground with these puppets. We do it all the time, right? When we have to go out in the real world. When we did Happy Time Murders, Brian's film, that's in the real world. Although we did build things on set as well, of course. But still, that's the hard part.
That's what I'm saying. Regular live action movies should just build their sets higher, and that way they have the option of being like, well, the sets are already 4 feet off the ground. Let's go ahead and cast.
We can't deny it. He's the best player for the job. We have to get him. Yeah.
Get you a set that can do both.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to see every set on The Irishman built up about?
Marty would love that. He would love that. He's so little. He'd love to add the height.
You want to know who the guy is who has to explain to Pesci why they're all 3 feet above.
But he's also a little guy. They all get the lift off the ground.
Here's a question I've never considered, and clearly I haven't worked on enough puppet projects. Is there a puppet designation in SAG as a puppet performer, or are you designated
actors
under what's that?
Actors.
Okay.
There was a time back during Dinosaurs, the show Dinosaurs, where they insisted on us having stunt performer contracts. And Steve Whitmire and a few other very devoted puppeteers were able to get that changed, and puppeteers started getting actors contracts.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question for you, Bill. Especially in season 2, in the back half, we noticed a lot of cameo appearances by you as a face actor.
I was just going to bring that up as the Star Trek.
Did your contract change at all? There's also, what was the scene? There was another one where we saw you in an office scene.
I'm going to
be Fred Willard with Fred Willard.
That's right.
Right, Fred Willard. Yeah.
George.
I got the same fee as Billy Crystal and all those guys.
This was my question. Yeah.
I can't remember what I did. I did something. I think my favorite little cameo was the Star Trek.
Star Trek cruise. You were on the.
He was so uncomfortable. Yeah, whatever his name, whoever that guy was. I love that.
Okay, here's a question. You both get a blank check to do any Muppet project right now. You can put it on any network, anytime, any platform. You can do whatever you want it to be. What are you using that blank check on?
Well,
And I have to use the Muppets.
It doesn't have to be the Muppets. It has to be a Muppet-based project, though, for theme of this stream.
Yes.
Or you can give us both answers, or either or answer.
Yeah.
No,
Or-
Patrick, don't let him
or
off
just
the
like,
hook.
or just what would you buy for yourself just to make your life
Yeah,
better?
that's
Like,
what I think.
what kind of home repairs would you do?
Well, I mean, come on. Let's not turn this into supermarket sweep. Let's try
I would
to stay
get-
on theme.
I would get George a house with a heater, first of all.
That's good.
I-
It's heated inside. I'm just doing this for the cause.
Unbelievable that he insists on doing
I
this for
think
me.
I would use Bill's characters because there's a spirit with Bobo and with Pepe. I would do something based around your characters if I was doing a show. Don't look at me so weird, strange.
I would do that I would happily do that with you whenever you're ready. I would love it. I don't know what I do. I think I would do a hybrid of puppets and CG.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Where you can manipulate the faces a little bit, expressions a little bit more, so that they're kind of you can't quite tell if they're CG or if they're puppet. You know what I mean?
Don't
Where
you-
you're
don't
trying
you
to fool
think-
people a little bit.
Don't you think with the success of the Ted films that Bobo deserves a film?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's been you should be able to walk into any office in Hollywood and say, "Look, these are hit films. Give Bobo a film. Just call it Bobo."
Bobo is so much bigger than Ted physically,
Oh.
and also so much less rude.
I'll tell you a project that I've been wanting to do since 2006.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it with Dick and Jeffrey Tambor. It was a show idea that came up for Jeffrey, and a new bear character that my brother designed, and the great Scott Johnson, who's a puppet builder for Henson, he built the puppet. I wanted to do, it was called The Wildlife, and it was about this iconic Las Vegas entertainer played by Tambor, who's kind of on his way out. He's kind of fading. And just like Michael Jackson, who raises a chimpanzee, he had monkeys, and he raised a bear on his property in Las Vegas, right? He's a Las Vegas performer. And this bear had TVs everywhere, and the bear is kind of like a Chauncey Gardner character. So the bear starts to learn how to talk, and the world gets the buzz of it, and they hear about it. And it's kind of like The Odd Couple, but it's this bear and Jeffrey Tambor. And it's about this bear kind of overshadowing this iconic celebrity and how they deal with that. And so that's a project that I would take that money, and I would just get Dick, and we would write it, and that's what I would love to do.
You did a very funny little 15-minute or 10-minute little
That's right. Interview.
interview.
Yeah, we did a test interview with them.
That's fun.
If you look up, I did something with my son during this COVID time called Jules' Little Gems, and I used this bear character. It's not the character that I initially did for this show that I'm talking about, but I changed him a bit. I made him more like Bernie Brillstein, and he's just this bear who's he's hibernating because he's staying inside.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
And so he lives with this family, a mother and her son, and they let him stay with them until the COVID is over. But they're fun little bits. But that's the bear. That's
the bear
I would have used. Yeah.
That's a fun.
It'd be nice if George Lucas would write us a check, and
Right.
George.
Help us with these projects.
started
Yeah,
under the Skywalker kind of.
Yeah. Well, if either of you were a
Right.
school, I would write you a check right now. I'm giving most of my money to education, but
But this is educational. Look at Sesame Street. We can
could
teach
do that.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll think about it. Well, write it, send it to the ranch, and just say that we had this talk.
Dick's a teacher. Dick
And I'm-
teaches. We have a
Hey,
school.
Yeah,
I'm on board for it. Let's green light it.
Wow. You just have to make it educational. That's George's one.
Just
network
make it
quote.
educational. Just make
No,
you
but-
need.
always educational.
Yeah.
Always.
All right.
No
Well,
problem.
but people say that sometimes, but I know I can trust you guys.
Do we
Yeah.
think Sesame Street handled COVID well?
Yeah, I think so. They made a special, JD. I don't know if you.
No. I mean the actual place.
I like to think so.
Oh, the actual street?
I haven't been watching. I don't know. How are they doing? Okay. Is there a problem over there?
As a sort of local municipality, you're saying.
Having the government obsessed with
They've been
You mean like-
isolating, social distancing.
I mean, like in World, I assume that they have a limit to the number of customers who can go into Hooper's store.
That's
Right.
You know, you have to wear a mask.
I clearly would stay away from Oscar's trash can anyway. So I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm going to guess he's probably the one who's got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Now let me ask you guys a question. What was your?
Right.
You watched them all. What was your favorite episode of the group of shows that you saw?
I've been saying since the beginning, Cameo Show. That was mine.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think it's very funny, and I think it's got a lot of real. I think the Darden stuff is so funny and weird, and I think the Jay Leno making the late shift joke about the HBO movie is so wild. It's just like it's just fun to see the things that you got people to do. It's fun.
By the way, Bill, remember that we had to go to NBC to do that because he couldn't get away.
That's all Bobo stuff.
Is that the one where he smacks him around or something? Does he smack Bobo around or something? I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you guys might have already covered this earlier in the stream or with other guests. Have there been Prince stories yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit. I happened to pop in on that one.
JD.
All right.
Go ahead, Dick.
I want to make sure. Just for historical sake, I had to make sure they were on the
Yes, we did some Prince stories.
George, what was your favorite? You told us earlier.
Did I say?
I don't remember. I thought you said.
Well,
but
it's hard to choose. I think the Sandra Bullock one is I think a really ingenious use. It has that. I love the runner of that. I love the I love the idea of tying in the ratings of the show to a speed-like concept. I think that was really funny.
That was Jerry Nelson doing that character.
Yeah. But honestly, it's hard to choose. Cameo Show is really
good one.
Yeah.
There she is. Look how little, how cute she
Look
is.
at Sandy.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Watto, we're talking about our favorite episodes of the show. Do you have?
I heard. I was freezing up, but I could hear everything. The Prince one is my favorite. The Prince one is the one that for me has the best balance of kind of everything.
Yeah. Good. Oh,
How
well.
about characters? Anybody have favorite character? I'm curious. You guys have characters that you like, enjoy riffing on. Oh yeah, Patrick, you like Johnny?
I'm a big.
I think Bobo never misses. I think Bobo's always a.
Oh my God.
Bozo always scores big.
I also love Dr. Phil. I love Phil.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's great, and I wish he was in more stuff. But Brian was talking about how he had to get vocal surgery.
That's right.
Dr. Phil's voice. So.
And you know what's funny? He was trying to find a laugh for Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
But he doesn't love like forcing laughs, Brian. Just generally, he doesn't have characters who like, And so I don't know why I just said, we're just farting around, and I just said, just do the alphabet. Or no, I said, just do the vowels. Just do. And he was like, what? A-E-I-O-U? And I said. Yeah, just make that his laugh. See what happens. And all of a sudden, he made it work. He turned it into this weird A-E-I-O-U. He did this whole thing.
That's really funny.
But it's weird where things come from.
I'm going to go ahead and say Pepe. I think Pepe is such a dynamite character that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
Seriously though, like we're talking about favorite characters. You guys are. This is really honestly.
Yes.
I feel like a month.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna pull Bill from the stream really quick, and we'll say our true, real feelings. Here we go. I'm sticking with what I said.
I'm sticking with what I said.
Yeah, I'm sticking with what I said as well.
It's the Bill Barretta showcase. Muppets Tonight is a real Bill Barretta showcase.
Yeah,
I will also say that another character that wouldn't be my favorite, but I think I enjoy because there's so much competition. But a character that's unique to Muppets Tonight that I really do enjoy a lot is another Bill, which is Bill the Bubble Guy.
We do like Bill the Bubble Guy.
I'm very fond of Bill the Bubble Guy. I'm glad we got to meet some of his family, and I have a lot of questions about Bill the Bubble Guy because initially I thought it was a unique condition to him, but now we find out it's seemingly a genetic
Hereditary,
condition,
that's right.
Yeah.
that his whole family, that this is essentially a new breed of Muppet that we haven't seen the likes of before or since.
Yeah.
Bubble people.
I was
They're rare.
surprised. I was surprised the first time that I saw Bill the Bubble Guy, and I was surprised each time I would see him again, because I think the first time he came on, I thought this is a one-shot character. It's very funny. We'll never see this person again. And every time he came back, I was delighted to see him come back.
And I think that some of the best Muppets, a lot like I just told up my guy Lou Zealand over there, are the dumbest things,
That's
and
right.
they just repeat the dumb thing, and it's funny every time.
Yeah.
Well, who was the Seymour and Seymour and and Pepe.
Seymour Pepper. Yeah.
Those things when you went out on stage together were
those were stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dave Goles with Bill the Bubble Guy, I can tell you what I remember the most about him doing Bill was he would get so excited when he could call out how many bubbles he shot.
Yeah.
So he would, you can hear the moments where he goes, "Oh, that's a deuce," or like he'll that was just improv because he would count how many bubbles happened to come out of his head.
Yeah.
If you think too much about Bill the Bubble Guy, it grows to be somewhat nauseating.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone is saying, I legit didn't know before today that Pepe didn't exist before this show, and I think that's true. He comes in
that is
fairly fully flat. Like, you know who Pepe is very quickly.
Well, he's my wife's aunt. That's why I know who he is.
Yeah.
That's who he's based on. And then most of my characters are based on people in my life in some way, or people that I've met, or combinations of people.
Yeah.
But Pepe was totally my wife's aunt, from the little mischievous, selfish side, and the accent and the way that she spoke, always having "okay" at the end of her sentences. There was, I just tell this story, but my wife's family, there's, I think, four, her name was Maria Teresa, and there are four Maria Teresas in my wife's family. And when we were in Spain, they were talking about her aunt, Maria Teresa, and they call her Maria Teresa okay, because that's how she always, that's what they got used to her doing, was speaking in these statements. "You going to the mall, Bill, okay? Okay, let's go. You got to put on the gas in the car, Bill, okay? Okay, I'll put gas in the car."
But I think we keep coming back to, and that's such a good illustration of it. But the reason why I think Muppets Tonight is kind of unique in the post-Jim canon, and there are other works since Muppets Tonight in the Muppetverse that I've liked as well. But the fact that, I think you're the one who said it, Bill. Disney gets very hung up on the idea of the big known Muppets. Why wouldn't we use them? They're the well-known characters. But at its essence, the Muppets are the sort of spirit of the thing. And when you have a show like Muppets Tonight, where you're getting in there, you're creating characters organically that are personal to you, you're developing them with Whatnot Muppets. The writers are then running with them. The dynamics between other characters are based on the dynamics you have with the other performers. That's how the Muppets grew in the first place. And Muppets Tonight feels like one of the rare examples in the last 20 or years where that room has been given for that process to sort of seed.
Yeah, I think what Dick and the team did was create an opportunity to have some new core characters come in, right? So for so many years, you had these amazing, you still do, these amazing characters: Kermit, Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, Rolf, Swedish Chef, right? All these, and this was an opportunity where they created these relationships and helped us build these new characters that could become a part of. Some of them fit in, some of them didn't, but it allowed us to find some new characters for the classic characters to interact with and find those new relationships.
It makes the classic characters feel more fresh again too, that you're introducing new elements into the mix.
Yeah, I think they were excited to have new characters to play off of. I really do.
The sequence, I'll tell you, a sequence I really liked was when Piggy's not there and all of the other characters are sort of auditioning to imitate Miss Piggy. And you're getting to see all of these newer characters sort of take on an old character, and it really is such a funny sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had it was also great, like the old show. There was always something going out that was happening on camera. So there were always opportunities to cut to somebody doing an act on camera, where you can create a new character. Like Bill, you did Carl, wasn't it the guy?
Right. He would eat everything.
He would eat everything. Yeah. So we'd always talk to him every now. But and even Bill the Bubble Guy, we just start riffing on different characters that we could.
Mr. Poodle Pants, you guys came up.
Yeah.
With
Did you?
Mr. Poodle Pants.
I have to ask this: was there any? Was Big Dairy in any way subsidizing the show? Because there was a lot of cheese. More
a lot of cheese.
More cheese than maybe any Muppet project I've seen before. And if they weren't, if Big Dairy wasn't connected, I almost feel like that was your mistake, because the show did so much for cheese.
Yeah.
Well, that I feel like if they'd had some skin in the game there, I think they would have kept this show going.
I tell you, there's a lot of Italians on that show, so that could be it.
That explains it. It's
a lot of Italians in the writing room.
Sure.
Is it the cream cheeses or the dancing cheese?
I think it's all the above. Every cheese.
All.
I remember getting a check from BMI, or the music union, for about $4, and on the top it just said dancing cheeses. That's all.
That's great.
That's a good check. That's a good fucking check.
Now, we've talked about, Bill, obviously your contributions and how Bob was a different character. Something that I like, an observation I like to make, Dick, is that I believe you might be one of the masters, maybe you've already discussed this, one of the masters at TV shows about TV shows. Between SCTV, Larry Sanders, and Muppets Tonight.
Uh-oh.
I don't think anyone has more TV shows about TV shows under their belt.
That's true. You're right about that.
Yeah.
So what's your point? Is what
do you have to say about that? What do you have to say?
What do you have to say for yourself?
My point is that you created some of the best shows about TV shows.
I haven't done anything new, and
no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, actually, for Muppets Tonight, when I came on as showrunner, you guys, probably you too, Bill, but certainly Frank was in on it. But you guys had decided that was going to be the format of the show, that it was going to be, instead of the theater, it was going to be, they had a TV station now, and it was going to be a television show that was going out. That was, I remember that being, had decided upon it. That was going to be the premise for that. I think they had sold it to ABC anyway, probably based on that.
I wasn't involved in any planning, or I was just excited to be doing new characters, and so I was just whatever you guys want to do. So I don't even know what you guys came up with and how it all turned into that.
But I guess what's interesting is I feel like there's so many shows that try to do that, and there's very few shows that have been successful, and all of the ones that you have done have been the successful ones.
Yes. Well, the SCTV one obviously was created by the cast there at the time, and Larry, you know, that was Gary Shandling's baby. That was you know, the Larry Sanders Show was his when I first came on.
So I guess the question we're asking, Dick, is this all a coincidence?
It is. I never even realized that or thought about it.
Or was it destiny?
Ah, I see, George. This is why who
you are.
Yeah. It's true. Tracy Ullman was not, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something about that I've observed about Dick that maybe doesn't apply so much to them. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does. I think what's unique about Dick's contributions to television and this thing that has been happening for so many years is that his comedy is rooted in like reality, right? There's even if you go crazy and wacky, right, he's always thinking about the truth of the characters, right? And that
the relationship.
And if it's grounded, because right, I mean, I don't know, Dick. Maybe this is what I think.
That was the training coming up through SCTV, and those guys were all actors. And even though they did all character comedy. I mean, that's kind of how I learned it. There were very few, at least on that show on SCTV, very few one-line, punchline jokes. It was all comedy that was coming out of the characters. And even with the Muppets, that's right. It was kind of creating those funny situations to put them in that instead of just going, we obviously had a million jokes, but we also tried to put them in funny situations too.
Mm-hmm.
And ground them in some sort of reality. I think that's the thread with you is that your characters and the situations you come up with and are rooted in something that we can relate to, but then based on the characters and how crazy or weird they are, that's where you spin it. But I think it's always rooted in that, which I love.
And not just going back and forth, but Bill, what helped was your characters, especially Bobo and Pepe. Those are real voices and real characters. And Bobo is this matter-of-fact guy who just happens to be a bear, and that stuff leaves the writing open for anything. I mean, you can put him anywhere and give him any situation and put him with any star or any other character, and you've got a great scene there.
Well, thanks. I mean, that's what I was drawn to, Frank Oz. I mean, I never thought I was going to be a puppeteer, but I could certainly tell you that Frank Oz and Jim Henson were an influence when I was a kid as far as characters, especially Frank. Frank is such a rooted in reality guy that I was, I just tried to watch, and I tried to suck when I became a puppeteer and started learning it. I just tried to suck up everything I could from everybody around me, all these amazing actors and performers. This is who they were.
Now, now, Bill, some people in the chat were asking about Mr. Frumpus on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh my God! Yes.
Now, not to spoil, as a spoiler alert for the interactive special, but I believe the last we see of Mr. Frumpus, he is in hell with with Richard Wayne, Gary Wayne.
That's true.
Do you think we've seen the last of him? Is he there for all eternity?
I hope so.
Frumpus today. That's what we want to know.
Yeah.
I guess he's in hell. I mean, I honestly would imagine he hasn't left. I wouldn't let him out.
If you were in charge of hell, you would keep him there.
I would keep him there. I think he'd be an asset. Yeah.
That's the correct answer. I'm glad you passed my test.
Great.
Bill, also something I feel like we haven't talked about is maybe not so much during Muppets Tonight, but after Muppets Tonight, you take over a lot of legacy characters. What is that like? What is the hardest part of taking over some characters that have been around for a really long time?
Oy. The hardest part, I don't know about the hardest part. I guess, the thing about doing those characters, because I mean, the ones that I do are Jim's, it's the Swedish Chef, Rolf, and Dr. Teeth. And so the hardest part is, I think initially people are here, the first thing is, does it sound like them? Right. And I don't think I'm a great voice actor in a sense, like of copying other people's voices, or voice match artist kind of thing. And so to me, it's more about the integrity and the essence of that character and the way, the spirit of who they are, And so that's the hardest part for me, is I'm trying to find that part of Jim, even though I never will. At best it'll be an impersonation, but if I can stay true to the heart of the character that Jim created, then I feel like, okay, I'm hopefully I'm there. And I'm always thinking about that. Is this true to that character? And then after many years go by, you realize that a part of you then has gone into them, and so they evolve. I think that's another part about the Muppets, is they have to continue to evolve and grow. Otherwise, they're just stereotypes of themselves, and that gets old. So the hardest part is about keeping them fresh, but keeping them true to the original character that came from Jim, that I can never find.
But to your credit, Billy, those like Ralph and the Swedish Chef were not done in Muppets Tonight for the reason that they weren't comfortable with people. They didn't have anybody to do the voices at that.
Right.
Characters.
Yeah. The only
started doing them.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go on.
No, I was just going to say the only thing that I think had been done with them was in Treasure Island, Muppet Treasure Island. There's a scene in the tavern in the beginning where Rolf is sitting at the table, and I just did a laugh with him. That was the first time I ever did him. And then the Swedish Chef was in there, and Brian said, "Why don't you just do it?" And I can't remember if he said this or not, but I think he said, "Look, if it doesn't work, we'll have somebody loop it." So I was like, "Okay, great." but they ended up keeping, the whole performance. And fortunately, I had Steve Whitmire doing the hands with me, and there were people around me that could say, you know what, try this. This is what Jim would do, and that Jim would try that, and
Yeah.
You know who was an underrated Bill character? Clueless Friggin' Morgan. Oh,
Clueless Friggin' Morgan. That's my dude.
Yeah. He's in a museum now. We lost him for like 20 years in the mail. He got lost. He disappeared. Nobody could find him for about 20 years, and then he showed up at the museum in Atlanta somehow. I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
One of my favorite sequences that what is like stuck in my brain is the roof sequence from Muppets from Space.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. You mean at the end? You mean
at the beginning when he hears the voice for the first time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because there's another one at the end with everyone up there too.
Yes,
right?
yes,
I think
yes.
that's the one.
Both of them.
Yeah.
But the first one, for whatever reason, I remember seeing that and that like totally letting it in my brain and getting stuck in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that one you guys shot that in North Carolina, right?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. What is that like? Not shooting something of that magnitude, not in LA or New York? Is it,
I don't know.
different to
Dick,
be?
is there a difference?
Patrick's a coastal elite.
I'm a coastal elite all the
I
way.
think it's better to get out of LA. It's SCTV was done up in Canada, and Jim did the original Muppets in London, and I don't know. Is there a difference between doing? No, I guess there's no difference.
I think once again, Patrick revealing his disgust for flyover states. None of us would ask that question. None of us. The three of us would never ask that question.
But I think the script dictated some of it not being in LA. There was like the lighthouse sequence, and it was, I don't know, there was something about some of those locations that just I think worked for the movie. But I don't know. I think I couldn't even tell you. I don't know why we shot there. They'd just done Elmo and Grouchland there, and maybe somehow it worked that the studio was available, and I don't really know why.
Are you saying officially on the record that Grouchland is in North Carolina?
It was at least.
How is that could affect the election?
How do you think Grouchland's going to vote?
People are often asking, or anticipating if the Democrats win the House, is there a chance that DC, Puerto Rico, and Grouchland all become states? And it feels like they're right there on the runway,
Yeah. I'm sorry, is that a condom on your nose?
Yeah, for charity. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize. Sorry.
It was $6,969.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta debase yourself for money,
for a good cause.
Bill, who have you not worked with the Muppets left that you think would be good?
Who have I what? Sorry.
Who have you not worked with the Muppets that you think would be good? I don't know.
You mean an actor, actress? You mean?
Yeah. Who do you think would work well with the Muppets that has not done so yet?
He wants you to say Patrick. He's angling here already.
He's so thirsty. It's embarrassing. Bill, just say Patrick. Just say
Patrick. Get it over with.
Patrick. Just.
Will you say Patrick, please?
Patrick.
Oh, there you
go.
There.
Great.
And then if he didn't want to do it,
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. No,
then I don't know how well this would go down, but I've always wanted to either do something with Jack Nicholson or Stevie Wonder. And I don't know what it would be, but I just think, I don't know why. It's just something I've always had a dream of. And if he were still alive, Jimmy Stewart would have been my ultimate.
Yeah. I wonder
Stevie
would
Wonder was great on Sesame Street. I mean, he had great Sesame Street appearances, but Nicholson, he's been missing out his whole career. Never working with talent.
I'm telling you.
I wonder what someone like Daniel Day-Lewis, I don't know if he would want to like become Felt or something and go like live in the creature workshop for a month, and to get the feeling that he is a puppet.
He'd need a foam transfusion in order to get it.
He could play Jim Henson.
Between takes, he would go limp.
Yeah. I do want to bring this up. We are at 7264 right now, guys. I think that'll probably be around where it ends. So it's a pretty good number. We did pretty good.
We did pretty good, guys.
Yeah.
You did awesome. You guys did awesome. That's unbelievable.
Great. Thank you guys for coming on. This has been super fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Oh,
so
I'm
much.
sorry, we've overstayed our welcome, Dick.
No.
No, not at all. We'll stay here all night if you want to keep talking.
Yeah, I was
Look,
giving you guys the
perfect.
out. I was giving you the safe
It's
out.
perfect. We did a tight 12 hours, just a gentleman's 12.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just
Wow.
it's just a half day.
Just one
Oh.
half day.
Wow.
Yeah.
We did a half day.
We
Hey,
did a
JD.
12-hour day.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, JD. I think Daniel Day-Lewis would put arm rods in his wrists.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just get them surgically implanted. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Bill,
All right.
can you tell people about your podcast that you do with your brother? Because it's really
Oh
fun.
my gosh! Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's called the Barretta Brothers, and it's just my brother and I. We decided we've always wanted to do something together. We've had Dick on as a guest. Thank you, Dick.
Yeah.
But it's just him and I talking to friends and people in the industry. My brother's an author, illustrator for children's books. And we just have a good time. We're just trying to make people smile. Today we had an America's what do we call it? America's got Muppet talent.
Yeah.
So we had like 10 people come on and sing different Muppet songs and do little acts, and it was beautiful. Like these amazing, sweet voices and these amazing people came on and just did a beautiful job. And so we're just trying to have some fun. We've had just fortunate to have some great friends come on. Like I said, Dick was on, and we've had Bobby Moynihan, we've had Ricky Gervais and Frank Oz, and just if they've got time to come on and just chat with us, it's been great. So we're having fun, and you guys, you've been doing this how long? I mean, it's a responsibility, I know, but
Did anyone
fun.
sing? Did anyone sing? There's a new sound. It's the newest sound around. It's the strangest sound that you have ever heard. Not like a roar or a jungle lion's roar.
You're gonna keep doing
like
the whole
the
thing?
cry of any bird. There's a new sound. It's deep down in the ground, and everyone who listens to it squirms because it's new sound. So deep down in the ground, it's the sound that's made by worms.
Worms.
Yeah.
That
They
we can.
didn't, but they should have.
Yeah, I like that one because it makes me think about THX.
Why's that?
Ah.
Why's that?
Well,
Why?
because that's a new sound. That was a new sound. It was the newest sound around,
Oh, come on.
right?
I thought you meant your film.
Surround sound. Yeah,
No,
I
the
thought the
sound
same
system.
thing,
No, the sound
I'm sorry.
system.
I'm
The
sorry,
audience.
yeah.
The audience is.
Sometimes he's oblique in this way. It's
The
hard
audience
to
is
know.
listening.
You mean Electric Mayhem THX 1138?
Mhm.
Oh.
That's right.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Very.
Dick, do we have any plugs, Dick?
No,
What's your
No, that's his
podcast?
hair. That's his real hair. That's his.
Yeah,
no plugs at the moment.
No plugs.
No.
Okay.
But Morton and Hayes is available on YouTube.
Morton Hayes is available. Gervais would have been a funny Muppets Tonight guest.
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah.
great
Yeah, well, he did the movie with us, but and he
I know.
loved. I mean, he laughed so much, it was almost annoying.
Did Shandling ever interact with the Muppets?
I don't think so.
No, Gary never did. No.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
What
That's
the
a
hell?
shame. I feel like he would have been. It would have been interesting to see Shandling interact with Muppets.
Yes, it would have been.
Handling and Fozzie would have had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when we were doing dinosaurs, we were our stages were next to each other, Larry Sanders and dinosaurs, and so
Wow.
Tambor would come over and watch, and then I would go watch it. But Dick, we never met back then.
No, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I
No.
don't remember that.
But it was
I don't
cool being that close to that show. I love that show so much. It was just I was in heaven.
Right. And dinosaurs and Larry Sanders both had finales where it was sort of like it's over.
It's true.
You can't believe it. They both didn't shy away from the darkness when it came to resolving those plot lines.
So, are you
Extinction.
saying that every time you watch Larry Sanders, you should know that just like a short walk away
Yeah.
is for the dinosaurs, and every
Yeah.
time it's dinosaurs,
Yeah.
just off
Yes.
screen from Larry Sanders.
Yeah.
As well as, so you could either walk south to dinosaurs, you could walk east to Roseanne and Jerry Seinfeld, or you could walk west to a different world. Was that the one with Sinbad? What was that show? Oh God, what was that?
There you have
right?
I mean, A Different World was a sitcom. Yeah. Who was?
Yeah.
It was.
It was
Cree Summer, Jasmine Guy,
Yes.
Hardison. Yeah. Lisa.
Yeah,
Boat.
that's who was on that right
Yes,
there. And
and
Evening
that was
Shade, you
on
go a
that
little
too.
north, go a little southeast, you get
Wow.
Evening Shade.
This feels
That's
like this feels like a map at the front of like a Tolkien book, you know?
It was wild. It was a great studio to be on.
That's like a powerhouse half-mile square of television.
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Good studio.
People in the chat are telling us to plug the big ones for Maria.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right. My
Dick.
daughter Maria, who both my daughter and my son were on Bill and Gene's show.
Oh, yes, they were. They're two very funny people. I wonder why.
And Maria was in the chat earlier. I saw a lot
Yes.
of our viewers getting very excited, fans of her work,
Yes.
when she showed up in the chat.
It was in the chat. Yes, the big ones is their podcast that Maria does with Amanda Lund, her writing and acting partner.
Yeah.
And my son Anthony is a writer on Family Guy, and that's it. They're
Those are
doing
good
well.
plugs. Those are
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And Dick
Plug
and I are
for
working on
raising
things.
good children.
Yes, Bill and I have been working on ideas as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
that's
look
our
for it, even though you don't know what it is. Just look for it.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll wait.
All right, and I'll plug to you guys when the Lucas Museum opens, probably in 2022 in Los Angeles. It's the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, all about
Wow.
art that tells stories.
We should show them what it looks like, George.
Yeah, let's show a picture of what it looks like.
Will you do
Oh, yeah,
kind of
can we-
special opening night before the public is let in, like one
Is there
of
a
those?
special cocktail thing?
Yeah, once it's safe.
what I'm
Once
trying to
once it's safe. But that's a picture of it.
I want to be clear. This is a very real thing, guys.
Yeah, this is not a bit.
That's what
This
the
is real.
museum, a render of what
What
the
is it?
museum.
Is that right next to what's the Coliseum? Is that
That's
the
the USC. That's the
that's
USC.
the LA Coliseum?
Yeah.
Is the football field a part of it, George?
No,
Okay.
Is that a shoe?
That's-
Great question.
no,
we
that's a
always,
great question. We always
it's
ask,
like
what do
a
you think
Rorschach
it is?
test. Yeah.
What do you
shoe.
think it is?
What do you think it
It's a
looks
shoe.
like, Dick?
It looks like an insole for a shoe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
some
Gotten
people say
info.
shoe. Yeah,
I think it looks like a razor, a disposable razor without the blade.
Oh, interesting.
Oh
Like
yeah.
a Venus, like maybe
Yeah,
a
but-
Venus.
yeah. Like it kind of has like a battery in it because it vibrates the blade.
I think you're thinking of something
Yeah.
else there, George.
I don't
Well,
know.
No, that's
Nope.
what a lot of people say. Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
be a yacht.
Or a ratchet if you're looking at it from the back.
Yeah.
But it also looks like a cool spaceship that is actually a museum of storytelling art.
It could be a handle for like an old timey,
Toilet.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
A shoehorn? A shoehorn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something. I don't know.
I don't
Anyway-
vibrate.
anyway,
Man,
get ready.
Who's
Follow-
lighting it anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah, follow Lucas Museum on social media.
Very good. Can we go to the before party as Dick talked about?
I think I was just,
Absolutely.
it sounded like you were going to invite us to something there at the
Yeah.
party.
I am inviting you.
Okay.
But we don't have a firm date because obviously everything's been pushed behind by the pandemic.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
I'm
it
not going
info
anywhere
now?
till then anyway.
Outside the Coliseum, would we see some of it
A
being
game?
built? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's construction is underway, but it doesn't look like that yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Patrick,
there
you want to
pictures
go
of
to
it?
Patrick? Do
there?
you want to go to Google Earth and see what it looks
I
like?
don't think it's on Google Earth yet. I do want to show this picture though, because I do think they will like this one. Hang on one second.
Like right now, it doesn't look like a full insole. It looks like a Dr. Scholl's, just like a corn removal ring.
Look at this
So
guy.
these are the people that are building it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy in the
It'll
middle.
never get done. It'll never get done.
That's me in my blue shirt and my denim jeans.
You look
George,
good
are
in
you guys
jeans.
building it out of dirt?
No, we got to dig a hole to land the museum on.
Yeah.
I got to say, George, that is the shiniest fucking series of shovels I've ever seen. These are
Hey.
cleanest, most reflective.
Wow.
I said I want these shovels shiny and clean.
Yeah.
Before we
It's
dig
also-
The lint
dirt holes.
coming off your wife's shovel.
It is
Yeah.
the happiest I've seen you in a very long time, George.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I was having a good
You know
time.
I thought, can you just pull out again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Just why now for a second?
Yep.
I just thought it was much bigger than that.
Oh no, we're giants. We're enormous.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Little busy.
The opening ceremony.
Yeah, the whole museum is in that little hole we dug.
I had the impression it was a lot bigger, but
Yeah.
I thought it was at least a half a block, but
And George, it's unclear if that ceremony was a tie required or not required ceremony. So it seems to be a decision.
It was optional, and that's why you saw a mixed result.
The thing that you can't tell with this picture is that they're very close to the museum, and the USC is way in the background. It's a Hobbit.
I see.
It's a Hobbit thing.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah,
It's like 60 blocks away, but the museum is like an inch away from your eye.
Right.
Right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, I got a bunch of Norman Rockwell paintings. We're gonna hang them.
All right, gents.
All right.
Thank you.
What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Hey, thank
Thanks so
you,
much.
not just for your generosity, but also for making this show in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, it was great fun. I had a great time today. It was really a lot of fun.
Me
Thank
too.
Great
Thanks for
seeing-
having me, guys. Thanks
you
for
so much,
having
guys.
us. And thanks for
Thank
doing
you.
this. You made some money. How wonderful is that?
we made
Awesome.
some money. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys. We'll
Thanks for
see ya.
making wonderful TV.
All right. Thanks a lot.
See you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm
Well,
sorry that I stayed for all of that. I had a lot of questions.
No,
JD, that's JD. Do I need to show you my text message again? This was part of why we wanted to do this. Was we knew that you would enjoy coming and spending time with us while we did this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you had great questions.
thank
At
you.
one point, someone in the comments said that you are the best host of this show that we've all been working very hard on.
Oh, that's
And have done-
insulting.
and have done well over 200 hours at this point.
That's
Yeah.
insulting.
It's not insulting. It's a great compliment to you that by default is insulting to us. But they also they put a little emoji face after it, so it's that throws
Like
it
a little
into,
like this, like
like a little little hey. So they're
JD,
yeah.
You're the Pepe of this show.
you're the Pepe, okay?
you're the
Show
king
up-
prawn, baby.
Show up very late into it, and people are like, JD, he's
Yeah.
always been here. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah, he's a good host of the show, okay?
Wait a second. Bryson just threw something major out in the private chat, and it makes me realize we need to end the show almost immediately.
All right, here.
We
I'll
have
leave. You guys.
officially.
Goodbye,
No,
guys.
you stay here for this.
This is important, JD.
We have officially hit an Irishman square. An Irishman times an Irishman.
Oh no.
That means for every Irishman in the Irishman, you've done an Irishman.
Yeah.
For every
That's it.
Irishman in the Irishman, we've done an
Oh
Irishman.
no, for every hour in the Irishman, you've done an Irishman.
Correct.
Correct.
Right?
And do you know what that means?
What does that mean, Patrick?
We should probably do what we do. I'm bringing on. Yeah, we should probably do what we do when we hit a normal Irishman.
Yeah.
I believe you're adding segments at this point.
Oh no. And may the force be with you.
Wait, George!
What?
I'm so sorry to do this. We owe them 2 Mad Libs. We have to do 2 Mad
All right.
Libs.
All right.
Fuck me.
Fuck you,
Patrick, why don't you try producing this show for once?
Wow, that's what I'm doing.
No, what you're doing right now is you're yelling and you're ruining the show after all the
You're
fun we
yelling
had.
and you're ruining the show.
Wow. Patrick, is there a piece of paper somewhere near you that has a list of 2 things to do? And
No.
the list says number 1,
George, we owe
yelling.
them.
Number 1, yelling. Number 2, ruining the show
Ruining
after
the
all the
show.
fun we've had.
I would say there's nothing less anticlimactic, or actually, there's nothing more anticlimactic than having a big dance finale and
Yeah.
then stopping it to do 2 Mad Libs, a
Okay.
process-based joke that doesn't pay off.
All right.
Well, let's do it.
All right,
Let's speed
do it.
round. We're
Let's
going
do
through
it
this so
fast.
Fucking
Let's-
fast.
Let's do it fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is all about, I want to make a point of this. This is a debt that Patrick accrued over the course of
Yes.
this, and he didn't pay it off. So in that
That's
sense,
right.
he's not dissimilar to the current commander-in-chief, who owes
Yes.
over $400 million by his own admission to people that he will not tell us who they are.
It's a conflict of interest. We wanted to end the show. We can't do it because Patrick has outstanding debt, and because of that, people have power over him.
Guys, give us a plural noun.
Dogs.
Give me an occupation.
Being a dog.
Professional dog.
Being a dog. Adverb.
Dogging.
Dog.
Doggedly.
Okay.
Same occupation. Being a dog.
Yes.
Verb.
Woof.
That's not a verb.
Not a verb. I guess to woof is a verb, I
Yeah.
guess.
To woof.
Yeah, it's funny. I just read it. Adjective.
Fuzzy.
Doggy.
Verb.
Dogged.
Dog.
Dogging.
Plural noun.
Dogs.
Dogs.
Place.
Dog.
Dog
pound.
mill.
Dog pound.
Dog mill. Oh no. Celebrity.
Snoop Doggy
Dog the
Doo.
bounty hunter.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I already started writing Snoop Dogg down.
Oh, fine.
Part of the body.
Snoopy, oh, can you change it to Snoopy Doggy Doo?
Snoopy Doggy Doo.
That is who Dr. Bunsen Honeydew when he becomes a rapper. Remember when I said how cool he looked?
Oh
and
yeah,
and
you're
he,
right.
as a rapper, he was Snoopy Doggy Doo.
That's
Snoopy
true.
Doggy Doo.
Part of the body.
He looks so cool.
Your dog.
Dog collar.
Dog collar.
Your
Yes.
dog. Your
Another place. Give me a place.
Dog pound.
Dog city.
Oh, Dog City. Dog City. That's good. Dog City.
Noun.
Noun. Dogs.
It would just be dog.
Okay.
Same occupation.
Man, with all the
is
answers.
Being a dog. Okay.
Oh. I apologize to everyone who's watching this. You should not
Sorry.
have to see this. The show was ending. It was perfect.
bad.
So
We
good.
owe them money. We owe them. They gave us money.
It
Oh
worked.
my God, you sound
Then
like
maybe we
Donald. You
should
sound
have
like
done
Donald
that
Jr.
earlier.
You sound
Maybe
like Donald
we shouldn't have
Jr.
started playing the Vlad.
Give me a number, George.
Dog.
2. Yeah, dog. Change it to dog.
Attention, dogs of the world.
That was
This
good
is-
already.
Oh shoot! It's Dr. Evil. Do I have to do a Dr. Evil voice?
Do your Lauren Michaels voice, why don't you?
Attention, dogs of the world. This is Dr. Evil.
I
Your
can't believe
new-
I'm still here.
Your new being a dog in chief. You may be doggedly saying to yourself, but we already have a being a dog. What gives Dr. Right the right? What gives Dr. Evil the right to woof his way in?
This is
Well,
This is great.
I'll tell you.
I wouldn't have said being a dog. I would have said dog.
The fuzzy laser that I have built on the moon will allow me to make ocean dogged and carve mountains into dogs.
just hit my head on this.
Once my laser is done with it, Dog Mill will look like a zit on the end of Snoopy Doggy Doo's dog collar, and Dog City will crackle and burn like a dog left too long over an open flame.
Wait, Patrick. Can you make me full screen for a second?
Make it full screen, Patrick.
That was really funny, and that was definitely worth it. That
Oh,
was good.
I'd like to be full screen too. Worth it.
This is why you will make me your being a dog. I also demand that you pay me the enormous sum of $2.
Patrick, you are able to look at these Mad Libs and see that when the profession that we give you is dog, and you change it to being a dog, that it doesn't make grammar. You're the one who has control over this.
Okay, this is the last one we're gonna do.
Okay, ready? Let's jump right into
Boom,
it.
boom,
Now the
boom.
bar is high. You proved us wrong. Don't fuck it up.
That was very funny.
That was very
Very
good.
Deeply.
Like I like to
Deeply
say to my friend George, you make me full screen. Make me full screen.
I'm working on it.
Wow. Worth it.
George, you got to try that again. That was bad puppeteering, George.
Worth it.
George, why can't you get this, George?
Worth it.
That's better. Watto, do you want to try?
I don't know. Let me think. Is it worth it?
Let me try. You know what I say to that bit? Come in, have a cup of tea, beat the missus.
Adjective.
Love guru.
Noun.
Shrek.
Adjective.
Love
Inglorious Bastards.
Adjective.
Live action Dr. Seuss.
Say that one more time.
Live action Dr. Seuss.
The Cat in the Hat.
It's not the name of the movie.
That's not what I said. I said live action Dr. Seuss.
Patrick
Write
doesn't
it down.
understand. Yeah, Patrick doesn't understand.
He doesn't get it. Just
Is that Vlad playing again in the background?
Article of clothing.
Has
plural.
Vlad started who started playing Vlad again in the background?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I don't hear Vlad, George.
You don't hear Vlad? I hear it. Does no one else hear that?
I hear him very
I hear
quiet.
it.
Does no one else hear that, Vlad?
Adjective, George.
Wayne's World 2.
Plural noun.
Lothar
Second.
of the Hill Peoples.
Verb ending in ing.
Gong showing.
What about swing?
I like Scream.
Fine swing.
Adverb.
ing part.
Shrek the Third.
Verb past tense.
Shrek 2.
I'm gonna put Shrek too. Adjective.
We're not worthy.
Verb.
Halloween.
Adjective.
Hubie
So I
Halloween.
married an axe murderer.
I like Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween.
Oh wait, what was that stretch goal? We had a stretch goal for Hubie.
I don't know.
It was $3 million.
It was $3 million that Adam Sandler would. What was it?
I don't
Come on. He'd sing a song as Hubie.
Wait, let's check the donations. Let's see if we got there.
He would sing Muppets Tonight.
Oh my gosh, guys, we got there.
3 million?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Patrick, by saying that, you're committing $3 million that you're going to donate.
He's right.
We actually did get more money.
Was it another Patrick lie?
No, it was not another Patrick lie.
Oh, so we did get 3 million?
Yeah. We are at 731343.
Cool.
Oh, is it anything on the Mad Libs?
No, but we are less than $200 away from having to do another Mad Lib. So if
And
people
let's
want to
finish this
donate,
fast.
if people want to donate, now's the time.
Let's finish.
I have work in the morning.
Great.
Hold on. Let me just end the way I was going to end before.
Okay.
What feels like an hour ago.
If you are a love guru swinger like me, Austin Powers, international Shrek of mystery, then you should always know where your mojo is located. Mojo
Absolutely.
is a very Inglorious Bastards element to us. It's what
100%.
makes us.
The words don't make sense for the slots, Patrick.
Patrick, you bungled this.
What could
You
this
fucked
say?
up, Patrick.
What could this
It's
say?
you wrote it down, Patrick.
What does this say?
Live action.
Live action Dr. Seuss movie.
It's what makes us live action Dr. Seuss movie. It's what makes us have live action Dr. Seuss movie hair. the grooviest Bohemian Rhapsody, and the most Wayne's World 2 friends around. Yeah, baby.
I cannot be bothered to go get my sunglasses.
On the chance that you have lost your mojo, there are a few important Lothar of the Hill peoples you should take. 1. Where was the last place you remember swinging your mojo? Swing your mojo. If you Shrek the Third go back there, you might find it again. Was anyone with you the last time you Shreked to your mojo? Ask to see if they have it. If you have looked in every we're not worthy place possible and still can't Halloween your mojo, then it's time to just go out and have a Hubie Halloween and groovy time. Your mojo will come to you.
Hey, Patrick, I got an honest question for you.
Yeah, JD.
Do you think that worked?
I don't care if it worked. People donated to see that, JD. Doesn't
I
matter.
didn't ask you whether you care if it worked. I said, did you think that worked?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I'm getting in the chat that George owes us a M.O.M meant.
Oh God, this is gonna take a couple minutes.
Come on. Come on.
It really will. It really will.
Where were you the last 12 hours?
Yeah, Patrick, we've had an hour we could have prepared for this, and now
All
you've
this
genuinely. Hold on. This is going to take a couple minutes. All right.
What is
And I'll tell you what. And I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now, Patrick. How long ago did we meet this goal? Because I'm furious.
I don't know.
Okay, this is going to take a few minutes, and JD, to answer your question in advance, it is not going to be worth it. I want to tell everyone watching the stream now, if you have somewhere else to go do that now, because what was going to be a funny, delightful thing along the way, and something that I would have loved to do 20 minutes ago,
I don't even see it on the list, so I don't know when it came up.
All right, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Go ahead, George. I'll handle it.
You're going to be. It's so stupid what's about to happen.
Go do it.
All right.
Go get it. Guys, if we want to get in any last minute, you know what I think would be really funny, guys? If we got to 7,500 and we had to do another Mad Lib, I truly think that would be very funny. Right now we're at 7,348, so we're just over $150 away. It would be really, really funny. Yeah, I want to watch Treasure Island with you guys, but we didn't get enough donations. I don't know why I do donations like that. We didn't get enough donations. I think it's worth it, guys. Get us another 150, and I think we could do it. I think it's really, really funny. Please do it. I know you tried it. I really appreciate everything you did. Don't let me think that I'm mad at you, because I'm not. We got a lot of money, and that's fucking rad.
Suddenly, this guy's the fucking mayor of Stretch Goals.
You talking about me?
Yeah. I kept on saying, let's check the spreadsheet. Let's check the spreadsheet. You want to check the spreadsheet 1 hour after this stream ends.
We didn't get a lot of stuff until those last few episodes, and I wasn't going to do stretch goals while Bill and Dick.
Mayor of Stretch Goals!
I wasn't going to do stretch goals while Bill and Dick were here. Ring Capacity says they will donate $100 if you mail me one of those completed Mad Libs. Ring Capacity, I'll do you one better. I'll mail you this whole thing. $100 Ring Capacity.
I cannot believe this.
What can't you believe, Watto?
There's a time for stretch goals. And
Yeah.
I would go as far as to say the time for stretch goals is before George is 3 words away from ending the show.
Hey guys, Annika really wants us to watch Treasure Island. I've heard from Jenny that she really wants us to watch Treasure Island.
I encourage Annika to donate $5,000.
It's less than that, though.
What,
Oh,
3?
a fiery.
I hope you're happy.
Me?
Yes,
I am happy.
you with your The Matrix 1 sunglasses. Getting ready to offer me some pills.
Watto, how do you feel like today went?
My back hurts. I've been holding in a shit for 10 hours.
You've gone to the bathroom like 4 times, Watto.
Yeah, to go pee-pee. You think any of those were shit breaks?
Wait, Watto, a lot of people in the chat are saying that $7,500 was what Treasure Island was and was always.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You think we're trying to? I mean, Watto, I don't know.
No, you were throwing out dumb numbers. You were saying, what if the stretch called Treasure Island $14? And we said no. It has to be something big. So we said 10 and 12. That is what we landed on. 10 and 12. Those were the final numbers.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't know. I just feel like we're letting people down.
Now you know how it feels.
JD, what are you working on tomorrow? Can you tell us?
To be let down by a producer.
Can you tell us in the private chat and we'll react to it?
No. You've proven on the stream that you're not good with private information.
I'm pretty good with private information.
You'll dox yourself.
Really? I could say 2 words right now that you have to delete from the stream.
No.
Okay.
Password dox more.
JD, I've shown my personal password on this stream multiple times.
Yeah, so.
I mean, look, JD, you don't have to worry. If you gave Patrick the information, he would wait 10 hours to leak it. So you have a lot of runway there.
What are we waiting for?
George.
We're waiting on George to come back.
He's
I
going
know.
to
What is this goal?
I don't
the
know.
moment. M-O-M-N.
Is he going to get his mom to do something?
Maybe.
I sincerely hope retired filmmaker George Lucas is waking up his. I can't imagine she's alive.
No.
If
We
she's
don't know.
probably almost 100.
George likes to do this thing where he says, put this on the spreadsheet. At blank, blank, I'll do blank, blank. And it's oblique. It doesn't make any sense to us. And then when we get there, we realize usually it was a light pun.
Should we guess? Should we guess what we think it is?
Why is this taking so long?
He said it's going to take a minute. MOMENT.
Yes.
So it's a Muppets.
Do you think he's getting milk of magnesia?
I hope so. I hope he's going to chug milk of magnesia.
Doesn't milk of magnesia have physical effects on you?
Yeah, he's going to turn into a werewolf, JD.
Patrick?
I forgot you had personal connections with the werewolves in your family. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up. I'm really sorry.
Here come the Muppets. Here come the Muppets. Here come the Muppets tonight. We got a show to do. Guaranteed. Hello.
Here come the Muppets. Here come the Muppets. Here come the Muppets. Tonight. Should we pretend to be asleep?
What is this? Is what happened?
What I promised, and I want to preface this, that this was 12 hours ago, right?
Yeah.
And where did I position this money-wise in the...
I'm not sure, George. I'm not sure.
Maybe someone in the comments knows.
Like four or $5.
4 or 5,000?
No, 4 or 5. I think it was the first stretch goal. We're only getting to it now.
It wasn't $4 or $5. I placed it higher so that it would land at a point when I thought I might need it. All right. And it was a moment, and it was M.O.M.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some malto meal. This would have been great. It would have been great at precisely the moment where I was freezing to death and hungry. I don't want it.
Tell you, JD.
I don't want it. I don't want it now.
Hey guys,
Malto meal.
Guys, I really hate to do this to you.
We
What?
end this.
We owe them another Mad Lib.
Oh,
It's
come
fine.
on.
It's going to take me a few minutes to finish this moment.
And you know what? If they can get us $208 more, we'll owe them a second Mad Lib.
Okay, let me. Can I handle this one?
Yes, Watto.
Okay,
This one is called Number Two's Business Plan.
perfect.
And let's, oh God, I was going to say let's pretend like it's Rob Lowe, number 2, not Robert Wagner, number 2, but adjective.
Fuck.
Fuck, 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 fuck. Adjective.
Fuck.
Plural noun.
Fuck.
Noun.
Fuck.
Type of container.
Fucking.
Type of liquid.
Fuck juice.
Jesus. Plural noun.
Fuck.
Fucks.
Fuck.
Same type of liquid.
Fuck.
Why do you ask that question?
I wasn't paying
That's not a
attention.
question you have to ask. You know the answer to that one.
Silly word.
Fuck.
How about fucky? That makes it a little sillier.
I like it.
Type of food.
The fuck steak.
The fuck steak. Plural noun.
Fuck. But with a Z.
Yeah. Same type of liquid is, what was it? Fuck juice. Jesus. Place.
Fuck
Fuck
city.
town.
Hmm.
Fuck.
Great minds.
Fuck city, comma fuck town, USA.
Yes. Yes. Fuck City / Fucktown, USA. Okay, here we go. Although working for Dr. Evil has been the most fuck accomplishment of my career as number 2 of this organization, I often wonder what we could do to be more profitable. In the past, we owned VirtueCon, a fuck company that had network of fuck and several fuck factories making money for us. Now, however, I think we could be making money by by diversifying. My plan is to go out and open a chain of restaurants serving gourmet fuck juice. People will pay all sorts of fucks for that. Sure, they could just make their own fuck juice, but our company, which we would call Fucky, could serve fancy varieties and have flavors such as the fuck steak and fucks with a Z. Now, I realize that our organization should remain dedicated to evil, but I think of the control a fuck juice chain could have over the people of Fucktown.
Can I posit a complaint?
Yeah, sure.
If you're doing Mad Libs and one of the blanks is silly word, I
Yeah.
think you've lost the thread of what makes Mad Libs work.
This is a complaint towards the Mad Libs Corporation and the way they're running their business.
Yeah.
You know who you gotta tell that to?
Hey, Mad Libs.
These two very real men, Roger Price and Leonard Stern.
Get them on.
Hey, Mad Libs. Get your house in order.
Hey, did we ever see that bumper where I narrated it?
I don't know if we did. I think the only bumper that we saw was
Dorothy Green will be 22 years old forever.
Hell yeah, Trans, right?
Fuck Graham Linehan. Then we also had
He's got a big ass!
and then we also had
Memories.
and then we also had
Child,
and then we also had
Charleston Chew, I believe in you. Charleston Chews, he's got nothing to lose. Ooh.
and then I think we also have a new one which I don't think anyone has seen yet. Here we go.
Charleston Chew, I believe in you. Charleston Chews, he's got nothing to lose. Ooh.
And that had some original music by Alex Peabody. That's all the bumpers we have.
I have some very sad news to report. And I can't verify this. This is just based on early reports, and it may or may not be true. But I believe that at some point earlier this evening, our thoughts and prayers go out to the employees of the bumper factory who were depending on that place to sustain their livelihood in the weeks and months to come.
Oh no, George.
The police are currently not releasing a description, but they say they do have a suspect, a person of interest, who may have burned down the bumper factory.
Who is it, George?
I don't know. Do I look like a cop?
Just felt like you knew a lot of information.
It was all fake. It was for a bit, Patrick. Bumper factory's fine. It never existed. Just Bryson.
Oh.
Forget it, Patrick. It's bumper time.
Well, I feel like I want to apologize. I think the Malto meal moment would have been spectacular about an hour ago. Instead, it's taken what would have been a perfect ending and turned it into a series of small disasters. But I also think we had fun. Obviously, it is strange because with the sunglasses on, I genuinely have doubt as to which Watto is the puppet and which Watto is Watto. And similar doubts with Patrick. And actually, now that I look at my own quadrant, I'm not sure if I wasn't me, if I would know which one is which. JD, you are an original.
Thank you.
I want to thank everyone who helped. Between now and our next charity fundraiser, the fate of this country may be decided. Hopefully, a good thing will happen instead of yet another terrible thing after years and years of terrible things.
Wait, George, hang on. People are telling me to check the totals. I gotta check. I'm really sorry.
Check those totals.
Ooh,
I
fuck.
gotta check the totals. Hang on. No, we're good to go. We're good.
Great.
Good to go. Wait.
People keep saying Pat refresh.
Wait, did someone donate thousands of dollars and they...
I have not. I do not see it. I genuinely do not see it. So if you refresh, it's at 7,800. What is 7,800?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Nothing, Patrick. They're tricking you.
What is 7,800?
Nothing.
Patrick, it's a trick. Get out. Get out.
Patrick,
Patrick didn't know you were in there.
Don't fall for their filibuster.
Patrick, don't fall for their trick. I hope everyone out there is registered to vote if you plan on voting for Joe Biden. If you have other plans, oh no, don't have other
Stay
plans. Have those
Stay
plans.
Also, I feel like I gotta say it. Don't vote for Joe Jorgensen. If you're gonna vote for anybody, like, don't do that.
Who's Joe Jorgensen?
It's the third party candidate. It's
too late to introduce a new character in the stream. We've been going for 12 hours. You can't introduce a new character.
No, but just
I also like how the stream was gonna end with the dance, then George saying goodbye. Instead, now it's this really somber reality check.
Well, welcome to America, JD.
I know, it's bad.
Welcome to America. Ugh. Puppet George can't reach his sunglasses. Ugh. Sad. And may the force be with you always.